you're in a pinch and need a meal fast, turn to your local Super One Foods. Whether it be wings and dip for watching the big game, or simply a delicious healthy meal that's sure to satisfy even the picky eater in your family, we have you covered with convenient grab-and-go food options, all at the affordable prices you've come to expect. So leave the cooking to us and stop by your neighborhood Super One Foods, serving you lower prices and better choices.
With me today, we're gonna have a good time. You've convinced me. I'm ready to switch my account. Oh my gosh! Specific answer. They're learning quick. Can we Google it? Whatever. Okay. He's a quick study.
There's so many words I want to say. Be careful. It is a love story.
You bet it is.
Fair.
I wasn't done.
Ask the questions that you think are silly. Thank you for joining. Bye.
Welcome to the University of Wisconsin-Superior, known for top academics and a close-knit, supportive community in a region renowned for its natural beauty. Our campus sits just minutes from the western tip of Lake Superior, the largest freshwater lake.
Hanging out and enjoying the outdoors.
So come join us at the University of Wisconsin-Superior, where every day is an opportunity to learn, grow, and make your mark on the world. We can't wait to welcome you into our hive. Go Yellow Jackets!
There's nothing better than a Subway Series footlong, except when you add a new footlong sidekick, like the boss with a new footlong cookie. This might be my favorite sidekick ever. What?
Every epic footlong deserves a perfect sidekick.
Let's put our stamp on this region. All right, let's do it emphatically. Yellow Jackets, 2-3.
And need a meal fast? Turn to your local Super One Foods. Whether it be wings and dip for watching the big game, or simply a delicious healthy meal that's sure to satisfy even the picky eater in your family, we have you covered with convenient grab-and-go food options, all at the affordable prices you've come to expect. So leave the cooking to us and stop by your neighborhood Super One Foods, serving you lower prices and better choices.
With me today, we're gonna have a good time. You've convinced me. I'm ready to switch my account. Oh my gosh! Specific answer. They're learning quick. Can we Google it? Whatever. Okay. He's a quick study.
There's so many words I want to say.
Be careful. It is a love story.
You bet it is.
Fair.
I wasn't done.
Ask the questions that you think are silly. Thank you for joining. Bye.
And Duluth, Minnesota, offering
Yellow Jacket Hockey is on the air from Westman Arena on the campus of the University of Wisconsin-Superior, where tonight the Yellow Jackets are going to try to clinch the 2024-25 WIAC regular season championship as they take on the Pointers from UW-Stevens Point. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to an abbreviated Yellow Jacket Hockey pregame show sponsored by National Bank of Commerce. I am John Garver, and last night during this time, ladies and gentlemen, we talked about Yellow Jackets being in the driver's seat because they had an opportunity to clinch the title outright last night. I mean, knowing also that Stevens Point needed to win twice in order to accomplish that feat. Well, advantage Stevens Point. They won the game last night handily, outplayed the Yellow Jackets for 40 minutes. Coach McKenna would say 35. He gave the Yellow Jackets actually the last 5 minutes of the second period as well. But they outplayed the Yellow Jackets by and large last night. Opened up a 3-0 lead. It was too big of a mountain for the Yellow Jackets to climb. The saving grace that they have, they got to show up to the rink today. They get to play hockey again, and they still have that same opportunity. They win this game tonight by any means, regulation, overtime, or shootout, and the road to the WIAC championship is going to go through Westman Arena. Same could be said for UW-Stevens Point. If they win the game in any way, shape, or form tonight, they are going to be the ones walking out of here with a conference championship, and then they're going to have to go into KB Willett Arena in Stevens Point to pick up a tournament victory there. So, basically, for all the marbles tonight, we said that last night, it definitely is the case here tonight. For all the marbles, whoever wins this one tonight is going to come out as the conference champion. What else do we know around the WIAC? Well, after the dust settled last night, we know Northland is the 6th seed. We know that Stout is the 5 seed. We know that River Falls and Eau Claire are going to be the 3 and 4 seeds. Not sure what order those are going to be in. I'm betting on River Falls as the 3, but that's just me. And then you've got the Yellow Jackets and Stevens Point, who will be the 1 and 2 seeds. So a couple of playoff positioning that we still have to figure out here, but for the most part, we understand that we really don't care. We just want to worry about what happens here tonight, and hopefully the team in the gold sweaters will be the ones that emerge victorious. Let's take a look at the starting lineups in this one. The starting lineups are sponsored by Superior Choice Credit Union. Yellow Jackets are going to be going with Jack Boschert in goal, the sophomore out of Florissant, Missouri, making his 12th appearance. He's 8-1. Has a 1.50 goals against average, a .943 save percentage, and 1 shutout. Starting 5 in front of him, the defense pair, Matt Danziger and Tyler Ryder. And the forward line, Justin Dauphiné will center, Reed Stark on the left wing, and Daniel Roosevelt on the right wing. Other forward lines for the Yellow Jackets, Matt Francois has Colin Pedersen on the right wing and Iki Kagawa on the left. Gavin Rasmussen has Logan Nickerson on the right wing and Carson Riddle on the left, so no changes at all amongst those first 3 lines. Yellow Jacket fourth line, Chris Ishmael will center, Blake Setter on the left and Cade Shea on the right. Other defense pairs tonight for the Yellow Jackets, Evan Axel and Frank DeVorney, Sam Brennan and Blake Holmes, extra skater Dusty Bergstrom, and the backup goaltenders tonight, Jan Skorpic and Kobe Grant. Starting goaltender tonight for UW-Stevens Point is Alex Proctor. He is a 6'2", 200-pound, wrong goaltender, 6'2", 185-pound junior from Allen, Texas, making his 21st appearance. He's 15-4-1. Has a goals against average of 2.19, a .925 save percentage, and 2 shutouts. And he gets the nod between the pipes here tonight for UW-Stevens Point. Absolutely no shock there at all that he was going to get the nod, as he's been the one carrying the mail throughout the year for them. Defense pair in front of him is Joseph Manning and Hunter O'Brien. Forward line, Andrew Poulias will have Fletcher Anderson on the left wing, or right wing, and Nico Shimolevsky on the left wing. And if anybody who was tuned in last evening, you know full well that is the unit that kind of blistered the Yellow Jackets last night, accounting for all the offense, all the goals, all the everything for UW-Stevens Point. And that is your starting lineup, is sponsored by Superior Choice Credit Union. The officials for tonight's game have been assigned by the Wisconsin Intercollegiate Athletic Conference. Your referees are Glenn Hagberg and Morgan Shepard, and the linesmen are Bronson Shepard and David Bergen. Starting lineups are being introduced here at Westman Arena as we speak. The lights are out, the spotlights are on. Stevens Point is skating out to their blue line as the introductions are happening. The Full Metal Jackets are ready to rock the national anthem. And we are about 5 minutes away from the drop of the puck between the Yellow Jackets and the Pointers. That'll do it for the Yellow Jacket Hockey pregame show, sponsored by National Bank of Commerce. And when we come back, the opening face-off between the Jackets and Pointers is coming up. This is Yellow Jacket Hockey on 91.3 KUWS Superior and Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the WIAC Network. here at Westman Arena. Moments away from the drop of the puck between the Yellow Jackets and UW Stevens Point. Happy to have you along on this Saturday evening. Carnival-like atmosphere here at Westman Arena, Jason Roan, as the air is thick with anticipation and all the marbles on the line here tonight.
Absolutely. It's going to be a great night. Great to see a good crowd here again tonight. Full Metal Jackets making some joyful noise, and we're ready for some hockey.
Yellow Jackets, as we mentioned, go with Jack Boschert in goal tonight. He came on in relief of Kobe Grant to start the second period last evening and only gave up 1 goal on 14 shots he faced. Not a whole heck of a lot he could do on that 1 goal.
Right, yeah, definitely nothing he could do more than what he tried to do on that one, and he's been solid all year. Terrific numbers. Seems like the obvious choice in this situation.
He'll defend the goal. 2 hour left. Yellow Jackets clad in the home golds with the white and black trim. We'll be going left to right here in the opening 20. Good start is paramount for the Yellow Jackets here tonight. They've kind of been fighting it a little bit over the last few weeks. Got away with a couple at Eau Claire, got away with one last Friday, didn't get away with it here last night. And they play better when they're playing from in front. Let's see if they can get it done here tonight. Justin Dauphiné in to take the face-off for the Yellow Jackets against Andrew Poulias. And we are underway from Westman Arena in Superior. The opening face-off sponsored by Barker's Island Inn. From the neutral zone on the right wing, the Yellow Jackets dump it in. Manning along the end boards, greeted there by Reed Stark. Shot from the point, tipped by Stark, is going to go wide of the Stevens Point net. Puck's going to get past Matt Danziger and come all the way down. Icing waved off as Tyler Ryder picks it up. Ryder now in the left wing corner, tries to play it behind the net for Danziger, but Shimilevsky gets there first and steals that one away. Now Dauphiné for the Jackets, clears it up the left side. Stevens Point will hold. They pass it right back to Justin Dauphiné, and he'll head up the left side with it here. Dauphiné drops it off for Stark, left circle shot that hits Dauphiné. Then he tries to chop that one in front, looking for Daniel Roosevelt, but that one doesn't connect. Left wing corner, Stevens Point zone. Dauphiné outnumbered. Yellow Jackets in the midst of a line change here. Engelbert tried to clear that one ahead, and Colin Pedersen destroys him with a clean check just inside the line. Pointers will regroup, however, and send that one back down into Yellow Jacket territory. Blake Holmes initiates the contact. Tried to get the puck up ice. That doesn't go. Now it's shot from the blue line, is kicked into the left wing corner. Pedersen for the Yellow Jackets bounces off a check and moves it ahead. Now Pedersen to center, up the right wing. Pedersen carries it to the right circle, takes it behind the Stevens Point net now, comes out left circle, feeds up top for Axel. Axel, right circle, into the high slot. Holmes fires, that hits traffic in front. Kagawa left circle, a shot at Proctor makes the save, and the Pointers are going to clear that one out. Proctor was down and out there for a second, Jason. Great opportunity for Kagawa, but good job by Proctor to get back in. Puck comes back down into Yellow Jacket territory now. Frantic pace here in the early going. Puck wrapped around the right wing side. Nickerson tries to hold the zone. Puck comes back the other way, and the Jackets have it, but Nickerson overskates the puck. And now we're going to have a stoppage in play and an offside call here on the Yellow Jackets. 18:01 to play, opening period. No score between the Yellow Jackets and the Pointers. Just getting it fired up here at Westman Arena tonight. Sean Garber and Jason Roan with you. And what a pace to start this one.
Yeah, this has been great. You can tell that both teams know what's on the line, playing to win tonight. Good to see the Jackets come out and shoot, not passing up any shooting opportunities in this opening 2 minutes.
If this is the way the next 58 minutes or 57 minutes are going to go, Jason, we're in for a real treat here tonight. Behind the Stevens Point net, it comes up the left side. Rasmussen plays it back behind the net where it hops off the stick of Riddle. Nickerson collides with a man in the corner. It was Mosier. They tie up the puck along the boards. Now it's pushed back behind the Pointer net. Manning interferes with Rasmussen, knocking him down. And back the other way now, the Pointers come on the rush. Moser up the left side, dumping it into Yellow Jacket territory. Falls in the left corner, greeted there by Dusty Bergstrom. Stevens Point picks it up with Bunting now. He rotates it back down low. Jackets able to break that one up, and Carson Riddle will go off the right wing glass out to neutral ice. In the neutral zone, Bunting for Stevens Point sends that one ahead. That's going to be dumped in by Peyton Hart. Behind the Yellow Jacket net, Ishmael's got it here. Ishmael throws that one right wide. It's going to get past Gino Colangelo and come all the way down into Stevens Point territory, but they'll rip that one right back up the middle quickly in transition. Behind the Yellow Jacket net now, Colangelo beat to the puck by Evan Axel. And the Jackets come back the other way with Blake Setter up the left wing. He'll dump it in. It comes around behind the Stevens Point net. Ishmael tipped that one to the middle, but it was behind Setter, and the Pointers are coming back on the attack. Now Roosevelt is upended, trying to get a stick on the puck. They're going to let him play here tonight. Roosevelt gets back up, has it tied up in his skates, trying to kick it to a teammate, but cannot get that thing out of that pile. Good rugby scrum in front of the Yellow Jacket bench right now. Assistant coach John Feely, who played some college rugby, got to be loving what he sees there. Finally it comes free, and Ishmael's going to send that one down into Stevens Point territory. Behind the net now, Norris for Stevens Point. Passes that one ahead on the right wing. Cutting it to the middle, Fletcher Anderson. Rink wide on the left, Norris takes the shot. Tipped in front by Anderson. It goes wide. Dauphiné now wanted to slide that up the left wing for Roosevelt. It doesn't go. Puck comes up to the line. Held in here by the Pointers. Fletcher Anderson, high spot. Leaves that one for Eftimovsky. Now to Norris. Gets around the check and start. Walks down to the slot. Fires. That one doesn't go. And now the Jackets with the steal, and they have numbers. It's Dauphiné and Stark. Stark, left circle, takes the shot, and it's blocked by Eftimovsky. And we get a stoppage in play as that one goes up over the glass and out of play. Love what Reed Stark did there, Jason, because they were closing on them quickly with the back pressure. Take the shot there.
Yeah, that was really, really well defended by Stevens Point. They couldn't have played it any better, and Stark made the right choice, just trying to take the shot at that point, rather than forcing a pass that wasn't going to get through.
15:43 to go, first period. No score from Westman Arena. It's been an absolutely delightful 4 minutes and 17 seconds of hockey both ways here. I don't know about you, but my heart is palpitating at a furious pace right now. Chirino for the Pointers carries up the left wing and backhands that into Yellow Jacket territory. Holmes gets there first, sends it around the left side. Nobody there in a gold sweater. Now Bergstrom's got it for the Jackets, and he'll play it ahead to center. Wanted to try to sprint Kagawa behind the D, but that doesn't go. Puck's going to come down into Stevens Point territory. Giving chase here for the Pointers. Moser wraps that one around the left side. They tip it past Pedersen. O'Brien to center. O'Brien across the Jacket line, picked off there nicely by Pedersen, but then Engelbert knocks down his clearing attempt. Kagawa on the back pressure, breaks up the play and clears it back to neutral ice. Jackets will trigger a line change here as we pass the 5-minute mark of this first period. No score. On the left wing, Falls tips it into the Yellow Jacket zone. Holmes gets there. Passes over to the right wing for Carson Riddle. Riddle now flips that one out to neutral ice. Nickerson catches up to it, and he's going to dump that one into Stevens Point territory. Junker gets there, comes around the net, throws it over to the left wing boards. Pointers clear. Yellow Jackets over pursue a little bit there at neutral ice. Now Junker up the right wing boards, dumps it in. Sam Brennan for the Jackets picks it up, leaves it behind his net. Now Ryder ahead at center, Nickerson, and he'll tip that one down into the Stevens Point zone. Pointers get there first. Junker sends it to the left side. Norris there. He'll move it to neutral. Jackets Ishmael knocks that down, but the Pointers will get control and dump it in. They will have a line change here as the Jackets come to center with it now. Riddle on the right wing. Pushes ahead for Cade Shea. Shea and Eftimovsky tie up in the right wing corner. Peyton Hart gets that puck first. Wraps it around, but it's not going to leave the zone. Big check by Blake Setter, and he keeps the puck in. Now Eftimovsky for Stevens Point. Crunched again, this time by Setter. It comes to neutral ice. Dvorny fires that one right back in. Pointers go to clear. Held in right point. Axel takes the shot. That clips some traffic in front. Tops over the stick of Cade Shea in the right wing corner. And now the Pointers come back to center. Across the red, Norris dumps it in. Stevens Point will change. Horrible hop off the boards there as Bosher came out to play the puck, and it went right back the direction it came. That defies the laws of physics right there. Fletcher Anderson for Stevens Point. Completes a lap of the offensive zone. Has it now again behind the net as he starts his second lap. Plays it into the slot. Broken up by Setter. He gets it to neutral ice. Banning backs it up to his own line for the Pointers and then turns it over at center. And Evan Axel will float it back into Stevens Point territory. Roosevelt pokes it by the defense and gives chase. Manning gets there first. Now Stark picks up the loose puck along the end boards. He gets tied up there, and it's going to come back up the wall on the right wing side. And cleared now out to center. Anderson overskates the puck, and Tyler Ryder dumps it back into the Stevens Point zone. Pointers were going to try to cheat on the line change there and had to have a guy scramble back off the ice. Now at center, it's Roosevelt, and he'll backhand it into Pointer territory. Giving chase Manning, pursued by Stark. Stark breaks up the play. Roosevelt misses the puck as it comes to the line. Then it hops over the stick of Dauphiné. And there's a 2-on-1 for the Pointers. Back the other way. Anderson right circle. Drags and fires. Save is made by Boschert. Rebound picked up by Tyler Ryder. And he's going to come up the right wing. Moves that one ahead out of the reach of Roosevelt. But Roosevelt comes out with it now. Roosevelt tried to feather a pass through. That's that instance right there. He'll have to shoot the puck. Puck is cleared back out into the neutral zone. Stark's got it there, and he'll play it back into Stevens Point territory. I know what he's thinking there.
Right, but Roosevelt had a really good situation with teammates ready for a rebound.
100%. And when you're just past 8 minutes in, and there's one shot on goal each way, shoot the puck.
Yeah, that would have been a good time to squeeze off a shot.
On the left wing now, this is Chirino for Stevens Point. Gets around Holmes, creates one out front. The shot blocked beautifully by Dusty Bergstrom. And now a 3-on-2 back the other way. Kagawa on the right wing. Cuts to the slot, takes the shot, it's blocked. He chases it down. Kagawa, left wing corner. Comes up the boards with it, gets away from trouble, feathers that into the slot. Puck is loose between the circles, kicks up to the blue line now. Holmes has it, up to the right point. Brennan shot tipped in front by Pettersson, and it just missed wide. Golden opportunity there for the Yellow Jackets, and the redirection misses by inches. Across the Yellow Jacket line, the Pointers come now, and Eftimowski flips it to the left corner, wins the race and goes to the right side for Hamady. Puck behind the Yellow Jacket net now, taken by Blake Holmes. As we pass the 9-minute mark of the first period. Nifty move by Riddle to evade the check. Feeds it across for Brennan, and he fires and misses by a mile up high. Puck down to the left wing corner now and played back behind the Stevens Point net. Taken here by Moser. He fires that rink wide. Out of the reach of anybody in a purple sweater, and the Jackets will play it back the other way, but it's stolen at neutral ice. Bunting dunks underneath the check of Ryder. Bunting with a shot to the right circle, and he'll miss the net. Now the puck behind the Yellow Jacket net here. Ryder flips that one ahead to center, bounces over the defenseman's stick, and they're going to say that caught somebody leaning over the Yellow Jacket bench. And we'll have a face-off coming up here, I believe, in Yellow Jacket territory. 10:23 to go in a spirited and entertaining first period. Shots are only 2-1 Stevens Point. We have no score.
Fantastic pace, that's for sure. Carson Reynolds having a conversation with the referee. I don't think he thought that puck hit anybody on the bench, and he had a pretty good look at it. He was right there. At any rate, that's what the call is, and it'll be a defensive zone faceoff.
Faceoff to the left of Boschert. Questioning shots on goal right now, too, because I'm pretty certain we don't have more than one. Got to have some home cooking here with the stat crew. Colangelo in the neutral zone, tied up by Caden Shea. Puck is flipped down into Yellow Jacket territory, and that'll result in icing. That'll bring the face-off all the way back down, deep in Stevens Point territory to the right of Alex Proctor. 10:06 to go here in the first period. Yellow Jackets and Pointers are scoreless. Jackets control the face-off. Axel plays that one off the end board. Takes a wicked hop there, now a steal. Shea turns and fires from the left circle, and Proctor gloves that.
Blake Center continuing to be highly involved here. He was the teammate on the left wing who jumped in and helped win that draw back to the defenseman. And then his forecheck pressure caused the turnover that led to the shot there. And in his previous shift, he had a couple of big hits and a nice defensive play to break up the play as well. So having a good start to this one.
You can't get enough of the Yellow Jackets, then tune in to Eye of the Swarm, the official podcast of Yellow Jacket Athletics. Join the Big Sound, Matt Johnson, and me throughout the year as we sit down with Yellow Jacket student athletes, coaches, and other guests. Eye of the Swarm is available on Yellow Jacket TV at UWSYellowJackets.com/podcast, Spotify, iTunes, or wherever you get your podcasts.
You know, these players are human. They have classes, they have girlfriends, they have things in their life like everybody else does. But when you see a start like this, a 10-minute start like this, it makes you wonder, like, why can't you do this on December 15th also? You know what I mean? It's like a psychology course to see these two teams come out with this kind of energy when they know what's on the line, you can really see what they're capable of with the impressive start of this one on both sides.
You know, I remember I had a conversation many years ago with Bob Emery, the former coach at Plattsburgh State, and he said, I can't understand the psychology, was the word he used, to convince these guys to bring this 25 times.
Right.
That's all you got to do.
Right.
The other 340 days, you don't have to worry about stuff.
Yeah, this isn't like the NHL where it's 80 games
right.
and it's a grind. Yeah.
Offensive zone face-off controlled by the Yellow Jackets. Dauphiné right circle, gets it to the front of the net, now up the slot. Ryder fires and misses high. Now off the end board. Roosevelt tried to get the loose puck but couldn't. It comes back to the left wing corner. Fletcher Anderson there. Plays it behind the net for Eftimofsky now, and he'll go high off the glass out to neutral ice. Danziger with that long arm knocks that one down and plays it ahead. Roosevelt poked it right back into the pile now. Pointers coming back the other way. Anderson left circle, feeds that into the slot. They score. Turnover in the neutral zone by the Yellow Jackets. And Andrew Poulias goes top shelf. Pointers lead 1-0.
Perfect shot from Poulias. Picked the top corner there. After the turnover, UWS was trying to defend it with only 2 players, so it ended up being a 3-on-2, and I think it was Danziger took the most dangerous wing, but that left Poulias open, and he had all the time in the world to line that one up and hit the spot. He did.
Time of the goal, 10:43. Poulias is 13th. Fletcher Anderson will get one helper. We'll see on the second, but boy, that's a deflator, and hopefully the Jackets can pick it right back up here, because they got the good start they needed to have. We'll wait for the announcement on the assist, but the Pointers, meanwhile, come back to neutral ice.
25, Andrew Poulias. He got an assist from number 16, Fletcher Anderson, and number 11, Nico Shimlef.
So Shimolevsky gets the other assist. He is the WIAC leader in assists. Had 2 last night, has another one tonight, and the Pointers are off and running. Behind the Yellow Jacket net now, this is Bergstrom. He fans on the pass, stays with it, flips it up the wall, but it's not going to leave the zone. Now Colin Pedersen for the Yellow Jackets. Goes high off the glass, down into Stevens Point territory. Glove down there by Joshua German. He'll start up the middle with it here. German weaving through traffic, comes into the Yellow Jacket zone, right circle, throws it into the slot. Jackets are able to break that one up. Now the puck right wing corner, Ryder there first. He clears to the line, not out. Junker tried to hold the zone, but then couldn't, and the Jackets able to get it to neutral ice. German for Stevens Point, ahead on the right wing. Tipped into Yellow Jacket territory by Bunting. Tyler Ryder catches up to it there. Feeds it up the left wing, for Riddle. Rink wide feed, well out of the reach of Gavin Rasmussen. That was about waist high. Pointers knock it down and send it back in. Now Rasmussen ahead on the left wing for Nickerson. He tips it into Stevens Point territory and gives chase. Norris comes out with the puck for the Pointers. Now the Jackets with the steal. Ishmael plays it back toward the right corner. Stevens Point will regain control here now. Eftimofsky leaves it behind the net for Norris. 7.5 to go, first period, 1-0 Pointers. Norris behind the goal. Waits it out. Tyler German stretches on the right wing. Now comes off the boards all the way over to the left wing side. Cuts it to the middle and loses it. Jackets back the other way. Ishmael up the right wing. Cuts back to the right circle, takes a shot. The save is made, the rebound up to the left circle, a shot, and that one catches traffic in front. Now back up to the line, Ishmael's got it here. Long shot, tipped in front, ends up over on the right wing boards this time. Peyton Hart for the Pointers, goes behind the Pointer goal, sends that ahead on the right wing. Jackets regain control at center. DeVornay's pass out of the reach of Cade Shea, and Moser's got it here for Stevens Point. He gets away from the check of Shea, sends it up on the left wing for Colangelo. Colangelo comes across the red line and sends it in. DeVornay behind his net for the Yellow Jackets. Lays it up on the left wing. Setter is there. He tried to clear. It's not going to go. Puck kicks into the slot now. The Pointers have it. Quick shot taken there by Shimolevsky. Goes over the top of the Yellow Jacket net. Now it's behind the Yellow Jacket goal. Coming out with it here is Axel. Evan Axel for the Jackets. Ahead on the right wing for Shea. He'll send it into the Stevens Point zone where O'Brien's got it. He's pressured by Blake Setter. Setter greets him in the left wing corner. Pointers clear. Jackets get it back at center with Roosevelt. He gets around one, gets the Dauphiné now. Dauphiné bounces off one check, then loses the puck, and the Pointers send it back the other way. However, the Jackets quickly transition it back into Stevens Point territory. Behind the net, Roosevelt carries behind, comes out the left side, feeds into the slot for Danziger, but he had his stick lifted up at the last second. Foot race between Ryder and Engelbert for the loose puck. Ryder wins it, Jackets back the other way quickly. Dauphiné on the right wing, cuts it into the circle, got hooked up a little bit there, so he doesn't have a chance to get a shot away. And Chirino back the other direction now. Dawson Chirino behind the Yellow Jacket net, tried to throw that one in front. It's broken up. Stark back the other way now, up the left wing. Reed Stark tied for the Yellow Jacket lead in goals with 12 on the season. Plays it behind the net for Roosevelt. He's tied up by Joshua German. Francois has it now. Right point Bergstrom in the middle. Holmes quickly down to the right corner. It's going to ride the boards down to the left corner, so Holmes pitches down. Initiates the contact there, knocking down the Pointer player. Puck dug free by Francois. Now to Holmes, left circle. That's blocked out front. Pettersson a shot. Proctor the save. Pettersson had it into skates. Wasn't going to get a second opportunity out of it. Now Pettersson behind the net here. Under 5 to play, first period. 1-0 Pointers. Shot broken up in front. Now the puck ends up in the left corner. Holmes knocks down the clearing attempt. Throws it out front. Wanted Kagawa, but the Pointers intercept the pass and break it up. Now Kagawa right side. Trips up a little bit. Losing the puck. And the Pointers are going to come back the other way. At center on the right wing side is Hamady. Jackets break that one up. It's Pettersson, and there's a whistle. And Iki Kagawa is still down in Stevens Point territory. I didn't see it. I was watching the play come back this way.
It was really awkward. Kagawa was down, and with one hand on his stick, he tried to sweep at the puck. It was just an awkward tangle. Not sure exactly what happened, but his arms, wrists were definitely exposed on that play. He was rolling around in quite a bit of pain, and obviously we've seen him all year. We know he's a tough guy. He could take a hit. It wasn't even a hit situation. Something awkward and tangly happened in this one.
Athletic trainer Ben Casper out to have a look at Iki Kagawa. And I got to say that, not making light of the injury, but the answer from the Yellow Jackets has been good.
Yeah,
Since
definitely.
they gave up that goal, the answer has been very good. They've had a lot of ozone time. They've had a couple of good chances. So hopefully this is something that they can continue to build on. Definitely don't want to make light about Kagawa. The left arm kind of hanging limp there as he makes his way very slowly off the ice.
What I would guess, I mean, it was some sort of like sweeping motion with his arm, and maybe got his arm tangled with somebody's leg as they went by, or hyperextended something. Definitely appears to be something upper body related as he skates off on his own power, but like you said, with that left arm hanging down.
He's going to be helped off the ice now and make his way back to the training room. Meanwhile, back to live action as the Pointers send it ahead on the left wing. Bunting into the Yellow Jacket zone, drives it to the net. The shot stopped by Boschert, and then they score. They're going to wave it off, and now the Yellow Jacket goaltender is down and hurt.
Yeah, this was not an instance of what we saw last night where the goalie was 6 feet above the crease.
He was in the crease.
Got contact. Boschert was just in the crease making a save and got absolutely smoked.
And I'll give the referees props for blowing it dead, because it was clear right away there was contact from the attacking player, and the goaltender was not going to be getting up and getting back into position.
No, I mean, he got his bell rung, but I mean, the impact was hard enough that he was not only moved out of position, but like stunned.
So the referee waves off what would have been a goal for Stevens Point. The referees are now having a discussion. I'm wondering, if they're gonna have some kind of a penalty call here. Ben Casper back on the ice, getting his steps in tonight, checking in with the Yellow Jacket starting goaltender. Meanwhile, Jan Skorpik is getting limber behind the Yellow Jacket bench in the event that Boschert can't continue. He is up on his knees here now. And I'm real curious to see, are they going to call something on this or not?
Last night we saw Alex Proctor get bumped when he was well out of his crease up by the hash marks and draw a penalty. Tonight he got nudged just slightly above his crease, did not draw a penalty when he flopped down on the ice. And on the other end, there was no flopping there. That was a solid bump that Boschert took.
It's 2 weeks in a row. Last Friday at Stout, Boyd Stahlbaum went through him and sent him into the back of the net. Meanwhile, the referees are still talking with the captains here. And I'm guessing by the way that Gavin Rasmussen is doing the bulk of the talking, there is not going to be any call on this. Boschart's going to stay in. Long discussion, and yeah, there won't be any penalty call on that. We'll stay at 5-on-5 here. Face off outside the blue line. The locals letting the referees hear about it. Puck tied up on the right wing boards now. It's going to be flipped into Yellow Jacket territory. Behind the net, Dvorny wraps that one around on the left wing. Riddle had his stick held so he couldn't make a play on the puck. Now it's underneath a couple of skaters there. Dvorny picks it up. He'll play it back behind the Yellow Jacket net. Stevens Point player holding Evan Axel's leg. My son did that when he was a kid.
Referee looking right at it.
And now there is going to be a penalty called on the Pointers. And if it's poetic justice, it's that Sean Bunting, the guy who hit goaltender Jack Boschart, is going to the box.
Tripping will be the call.
Time of the penalty is 16:12 of period number 1. Jackets head to the power play for the first time in the hockey game. Last night they were 1 for 5, coming into the game at 15.8%. Pointer penalty kill at 80.5%, and they have scored a WIAC best 6 shorthanded goals. Jackets win the faceoff. Riddle to Ishmael, top of the right circle now. Takes the shot, it's blocked. Rasmussen back up top, Riddle. Ishmael right circle, back up top for Riddle. Takes the shot, it's blocked. Reminder, this power play is sponsored by Superior Water, Light, and Power. Ishmael falls down. Shimilevsky shorthanded on the left wing. Sends it behind the Yellow Jacket net. Picked up there now by Ishmael, and he'll start it up ice. Ishmael cuts over to the right wing. Comes into the Stevens Point zone. Works it toward the net, then slides out one just wide of the left post. Puck comes back around behind the net to the right wing corner. This is Ishmael. Had his stick lifted up, and Shimilevsky will get it to neutral. Stark back checking, picks it up, and the Yellow Jackets will regroup. Don't go to the left side, guys. Too many out there. Ishmael across the line. Ishmael on the right wing. Into the high slot. Roosevelt down low for Stark. The one-timer. He didn't get enough on it. Proctor makes the save. Ishmael holds it in at the right point. Check that. He does not. 3-on-1 shorthanded. German left circle fires and scores. Oh. Tyler German with the shorthanded goal. 17-15 the time, 2-0 Pointers.
Chris Ishmael in a little bit of an unfamiliar position there, manning the right point, and had to make a decision whether to pinch to try to hold the puck in or back off, and I can't fault the decision. He was aggressive, tried to pinch. If he keeps it in, it's a great play. If he doesn't, unfortunately, it leads to a 2-on-1 and a shorthanded goal.
Pointers was number 15, Tyler German. He gets that goal unassisted. German unassisted.
The unassisted shorthanded goal makes it 2-0. Jackets got to find it here now. Roosevelt up the right wing. Carries down to the right corner. Roosevelt back behind the net for Dauphiné. Around to the right side for Stark. He takes the bump and feeds it behind the goal for Dauphiné. 30 to go in the power play. Dauphiné ties up in the left wing corner. Pointers are going to send that one all the way down. That ties them for the lead in the country now with shorthanded goals with 7. Ryder circles behind the net. Nowhere for him to go now, so he'll take it back behind the net. Up on the right wing for Blake Holmes. Holmes now gives to Nickerson. Power play has expired. Nickerson gets around him and takes the shot, and that's going to be blocked again by Stevens Point. And it goes up over the glass and out of play. They blocked 22 shots last night, Jason. And they are already up to, this would be 5 now. And coming into the game, their average was something like 14. So they're doing whatever they have to do to win.
They're doing everything right.
Yep. So, I mean, all the credit in the world to them and how they're playing the game right now. Puck comes out to neutral ice. Jackets will regroup here. Bergstrom sends it up the middle, and Nickerson tips it in. Pointers dump it right back out. Danziger had no idea there was a guy behind him, and that one nearly was a disaster. Now it comes back ahead on the left wing. Nickerson ahead. Broken up by the Pointers. Now Bergstrom's got it here. Bergstrom over to Nickerson, right circle. Nickerson tried to get around the defender and couldn't. Then tried to bank it in, but Proctor stopped that. Behind the net. Digging that one free, Riddle. His pinched off behind the goal by Poulias now. Riddle gets free, loses the puck. Fletcher Anderson had it there. Now the Pointers are going to come away with it and play it up the middle now. This is Poulias across the Yellow Jacket line. Poulias on the right wing, sends it deep. He's going to come back behind the net here for Dvorny. Up on the right wing, Pedersen tips it to the line. Chirino slows it down for Stevens Point and backs it up for Junker. Now he'll go over to the left side for Chirino. Back behind the net for Junker. Evan Junker pressured by Roosevelt. Now for Engelbert on the left wing. They'll get dumped down into Yellow Jacket territory with 25 seconds to go in the first period. Dvorny up the wing. Doesn't come out of the zone. In the high slot for Stevens Point, Engelbert sends it deep. Joshua German's got it there. Throws that one toward the front of the net. Jacket's going to stick on it. It's held in at the line by Norris. I would like to see Roosevelt close on him a little faster there and not allow him the time to knock it down and play it deep. Francois wraps that harder on the left side. Held in there. Chirino throws it on net after the whistle. Don't really care for that too much, but at any rate, the first period comes to a close, and what a kick in the stomach here, as the timing of that last goal, again, is just an absolute deflator.
Yeah, and you really see the contrast between these two teams illustrated in what happened in this opening 20 minutes. Shots on goal tied at about 7-7, but the lethality of the offensive attack for Stevens Point is just different than what it is for UWS. Two really good teams, but two very different teams. UWS is a team that plays great defense and grinds and grinds and grinds and eventually gets their goals and can beat teams. Stevens Point just has the ability to score on a way smaller number of shots. They're just a team that's way more lethal, particularly that first line.
Yeah, not a lot that you could do in these situations. Now I'm kind of watching as the Yellow Jacket bench is Jack Boschert, very slow coming off the ice, so it makes me wonder if he's going to be back in to start the second period, because I mean that goal that was scored, that's not one he usually gives up.
No,
that
short
side like that. So
and he didn't really even move on that one.
Yeah, so it makes me wonder if he is a bit hobbled or compromised there between the pipes. But incredible start here tonight, Jason. A furious pace that we had going throughout, and unfortunately, we find ourselves in the same position we were last night, down 2.
Yeah, great opening 10 minutes, and now it's just going to be a matter of seeing if the Jackets can, like we talked about last night, get the next one.
Yeah, the next goal crucial here. You can still climb this mountain by any means. It's only a 2-goal deficit. The Jackets have been good at that all season long, but they need to get the next one. That is absolutely certain. One period of the books here at Westman Arena. It's a 2-0 lead for UW Stevens Point. We'll take a timeout and come back with our first intermission, sponsored by Hovland Incorporated, right after this. This is Yellow Jacket Hockey on 91.3 KUWS Superior. Turn on the Yellow Jacket Hockey pregame show, sponsored by National Bank of Commerce. It's Saturday night. The Yellow Jackets back home for the regular season finale as they take on UW Stevens Point. I'm John Garver. We're joined by Yellow Jacket head coach Rich McKenna. And first time in a couple months, coach, that we have to do this following a loss, which is a good thing. But at the same time, you know, a loss is a loss. Obviously, some things you can take out of it.
Yeah, you just can't play tentative in the first, 35 minutes of the game. You know, I thought in the last 5 in the second we were pretty good, and the third we were really good again. But it takes a 60-minute effort. I think our guys kind of gave them almost too much credit, and we sat back when we should have been on our toes a little bit more. And they're a good team, you know. They capitalized on their chances. Uncharacteristic goals I thought we gave up too. You know, minus the 4-on-3, like 28% power play. But I thought 5-on-4 our kill was fine. So like there were some bright spots, but there was, I just don't think we, they did a couple of things that a lot of teams haven't done. They were really good at skating into our lanes and cutting us off and slowing us down a little bit, and we didn't fight through that, and it really disrupted our play.
A few different things I wouldn't mind unpacking in there. We won't spend too much time talking about it, but one of the things that we talked about up top a little bit, you used the word uncharacteristic, and the first 2 goals in that first period, very uncharacteristic in terms of allowing guys to just skate through unchecked, allowing guys to get inside position, things we haven't seen all year long.
Well, yeah, like they're a fast team. Give them credit for that, but we talk about our D staying up, not stepping up, and our D were stepping up, and then our forwards were like, there was a layer between our F1 and our D, and like they were just cones, like they weren't staying up, like it was just, we were just backing up, and like so we went over it through video. Hopefully that's better today.
Goalie pull a performance thing, or was that try to light a spark under your team, or a little bit of both?
I think it was a little bit of both. I thought, Colby made some good saves, but I thought he was fighting it a little bit, but it was also to wake up the guys because I didn't think it was good enough.
Thought last night was one of the first times this year where you had a team that was equal to it, in some cases at different times better than you along the boards. We haven't seen that a lot either.
Well, like, yes and no. Like, I feel they swarm in the D zone, and like our F3 like wouldn't get down into the play, and our D wouldn't gap up. They stayed back. Maybe that was a little bit of a clerical error on my part, like, telling them we have to have a disciplined F3, but there's situations and freedom inside the system and structure where you go. And I think we stayed back too much. Along the boards, they were, they were good. They had their release plays and all that other stuff. I'd say the biggest things I would give them credit for, they had stronger sticks than us last night. Our guys, if we beat the one guy, we would stop moving our feet, and then the next guy would come in, and like it was just, once we got into a rhythm, everything was fine. But it took too late to get into the rhythm, and like you can't. They're accustomed to being in this situation. We're getting there, and I don't think the moment was too big or whatever. I just think the guys kind of gripped it a little bit more last night, and I told them this morning we have, we earned the right to give ourselves 2 chances at this thing, so now we're down to our last one.
Yeah, it's a good segue because you come into this one today, and essentially for you guys, you're in the same position you were last. Actually, both teams are in the same position they were. They knew that coming in they had to win 2 in order to win the conference. You knew you had to win 1. So you guys still sitting in the exact same position. You just don't have that buffer you had 24 hours ago.
Yeah, which is good. And you know what? Like, I don't know. Like, it's college hockey. Anybody can win on any given night. Like, you got Las Vegas beating Denver. You got BU beating BC, who's number 2 in the nation for the Bean Pod. BC's 7 or 8. Like, It's that bumper sticker beep happens, right? So it happened. Stepped in it, and we just got to deal with it.
So coming out of it today now, how do you, because if you go back a couple of weeks here, you said after Friday in Eau Claire, we stole that one from them. You said on Saturday, we might have stolen a little bit from them there. You kind of stole one last Friday at Stout. How do you put yourself in a better position now where you're not fighting it the way you have been?
Well, you look at it, in the beginning of the year, we couldn't win on Saturday. Let's just win one more Saturday and we'll figure it out in the bye week. I don't know. I wouldn't say, I'm upset with the way we played because I felt we could have played better and we didn't play our game. And we needed to do certain things to make sure we stayed in contention, We didn't do those and it is what it is, right? I felt in the last couple of weekends we kind of got away with a few. I'd rather get humbled now than get humbled in playoffs. So it is what it is. We got to learn from it. We're basically, if both teams do what they're supposed to do, we're in. This is a prequel to the conference championship where it's one and done. So with a chance to go to the NCAA's on the line. So maybe it's what we needed. Maybe it's not. Maybe we come out tonight and play a fantastic game and it's no, we really are the best team. Either way, I don't think anything truly gets answered for the season because playoffs is a whole different animal. But we just got to, sun rose today. Bigfoot still hasn't been found, right? And we just got to play a hockey game.
At the end of the day, I think if you were to tell your players, for one game in your building to win the conference championship on the final day of the season, you guys are going to take that every day of the week.
That's what I said to the guys this morning. I was before the season started, if I told you could be 18-4-2 with game 25 to win the regular season championship, will you take it? Every single one of them nodded. So let's go and take it.
Let's get it done tonight. Good luck, Coach.
Take care, guys.
It's Yellow Jacket head coach Rich McKenna in his 9th season behind the bench. 109 wins, 104 losses, 18 ties, his all-time record. And if he's going to get win number 110, Jason, his team's got some work to do.
Yeah, got to dig their way out of a hole here. Down 2-0, played a really good opening half of that first period, and then Stevens Point was able to strike on one of the few odd man rushes that they got, a bit of a 3-on-2 there, and the trailer was able to score and get that lead. And then, as you mentioned earlier, just a real gut punch giving up that shorthanded goal. Obviously, the Pointers are a team that can create those shorthanded goals, and they did there. And tall order to come back in this one, especially if Iki Kagawa is not able to come back in this game tonight. But the Jackets got 2 periods to try to figure it out.
Yeah, I'll give Stevens Point all the credit in the world. This is a good hockey club, folks. And they're coming out and doing everything that they need to do to win. They're blocking shots. They're taking advantage of their opportunities. And, they clamp down defensively, too, just like the Yellow Jackets are capable of. And the Jackets are going to have to do that clamping now as we speak because there's no more room for error. And you have to come out and have yourself a heck of a second period.
Yeah, going to have to get more shots on goal than 7. And even that has been challenging because we've talked about the Pointers blocking shots, and that's certainly continued tonight. They've blocked a ton of shots. UWS really has to work hard to manufacture scoring opportunities, and often that comes from below the goal line and in the corners, and I think that's the kind of game that it's going to have to be at this point. Get pucks in deep, get into the corner, win the races there, or at least win the 50-50s if you don't win the race, and be able to create some chances from down low. Just got to get one, and hopefully they start coming.
First intermission here at Westman Arena, sponsored by Hovland Incorporated. 2-0 Stevens Point. We'll take a timeout and come back with more of that intermission programming right after this. This is Yellow Jacket Hockey on 91.3 KUWS Superior and Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the WIAC Network. From the start of period number 2, the Yellow Jackets trailing Stevens Point 2-0. Elsewhere around the WIAC, after one period in Eau Claire, the Blue Golds a 1-0 lead over Stout. Dane Hoyard with the goal for the Blue Golds. And after one period of play, River Falls has a 2-1 lead over Northland. Shots only 9-6 favoring River Falls there, so interesting that they I hate saying that, but it's like interesting that they haven't blown the game open that way when you've seen just about every team this year blow the game open on Northland. So at any rate, River Falls and Eau Claire have the lead. After one, if that holds true, then Eau Claire would be your number 3 seed, I believe, and the number 4 would be River Falls, I think. I wrote it down somewhere here. Yeah, if things stay the way they are, Eau Claire would have the tiebreaker on River Falls. Team's back on the ice, and Yellow Jackets are making a goaltending change. Jan Skorpik is now in goal. The junior from Czechia, making appearance number 6 on the year. He's 4-1, has a 1.07 goals against average, a .959 save percentage, a pair of shutouts. And frankly, I think he needs to get a shutout here the rest of the way. Those shutouts have come in his last 2 appearances. Currently riding a shutout streak of 175.06. And no moment that he's playing in is bigger than this one. He came in relief of Jack Boschert in the first time these two teams met. Oddly enough, all 3 games they've played, the Yellow Jackets have made a goaltending change. Fresh 20 minutes on the clock, 5-on-5 to start. Shimolevsky and Roosevelt jockeying for things on the wing. Puck has been dropped, and we are underway here in this second period. 2-0 Stevens Point. Jackets going from right to left here in this second period. Manning from the neutral zone sends that one down into Yellow Jacket territory. Danziger sidesteps the referee. Carries it up the left side, then turns it over. Fletcher Anderson has it. Drops it for Poulias. Throws that one across. Jackets break it up. And Roosevelt back the other way. Slides it ahead on the wing. Wanted Reed Stark there, but Manning gets a stick on it. Now behind the net. Comes up the right side. Danziger's got it now. And that Danziger for the Jackets goes behind the net. Loses it. Turned over. Starkey scores! Pointers turn it over now low. Stark with the one-timer from the left circle. Jackets on the board.
Doesn't get any more timely than that for UWS. 40 seconds into this second period, and they've cut the Pointers' lead in half with an absolute bomb from Reed Stark.
Stark from the left circle winds up and drills it on the short side past Proctor. 39 seconds in, and the Jackets have cut that lead in half. Hold it ball game now. Blake Holmes has it for the Yellow Jackets.
Jackets, his 13th goal of the season, number 7, Reed Stark. He got an assist from number 5, Matt Danziger. That's Stark from Danziger.
And then the Yellow Jackets immediately are going to go shorthanded.
They're going to call Riddle for interference. He got tangled up with the goaltender. And again, a lot of frustration for UWS because Proctor was holding on to Riddle's stick at the same time. That goes uncalled, and the Jackets are going to have to kill a penalty.
Well, it's frustration because, 1, he couldn't get his stick free, and 2, in the first period, your goalie gets destroyed and now is out of the game as a result of it, and there's no call on that. So I can understand the frustration from head coach Rich McKenna on the Yellow Jacket bench. But play is going to have to continue on. First power play of the night for the Pointers. They had one last night. They're firing at a 28% clip. Yellow Jackets on the PK, meanwhile, 87.9%. The PK's got to come through. Shimolevsky has it poked off his stick, and then Colin Pedersen for the Yellow Jackets will send that one out into the neutral zone here. Pointers come right back on the attack from the left side. Peyton Hart fans on the shot. Yellow Jackets get it back. Now Pedersen on the right wing chokes up, and he'll send that all the way down the ice. Yellow Jackets will change their penalty killers here as the Pointers start back up ice with Chirino up the right wing. He'll drop it off. Shimolevsky now across the red line, dumps it in. Skorpik out of his goal. Wraps that one around the left wing. Chirino holds it in at the right point. Gets it down the board. Chmielewski back up for Chirino. Now over to the left side, Fletcher Anderson. His pass is going to go off the skate of Roosevelt and come to neutral ice. Pointers are going to be forced to regroup here. Now a steal by Roosevelt, and he'll send it back into Stevens Point territory. Dangerous pass turned over now. Roosevelt's got it left circle. Loses control of the puck. It rolls in on Proctor. It's still loose to the right of the net. Jackets digging away. Oh, quick whistle there as the puck was still loose. Actually came rolling up the slot there. And it's unfortunate because Roosevelt got it in the left circle, and as he was going to it, it hopped on him.
Yeah, I don't think he expected to have quite all the time that he did, and then the puck hopped up on him at the last second, but a good chance there for the Yellow Jackets shorthanded.
46 seconds left in the penalty to Carson Riddle. 17:52 to go, second period. 2-1 Stevens Point. Tyler German behind his net. He scored the shorty late in this first period that made it a 2-0 game. Francois knocks him off the play, and the Jackets send it back in. Oh, they're going to call a penalty here.
This will be interference on Stevens Point.
Wow. I'm actually surprised.
Well,
because that to me wasn't a penalty.
Yeah. It's one of those plays where, you know, like you're just kind of trying to get in the way, but not so much that you take the interference call. And I think you just got a little too much of him. when you decleat the guy, it's kind of hard to disguise it.
So Matt Francois draws the penalty on Tyler German. 4-on-4 for the next 26 seconds before the Jackets will head back to the power play here. Face off in the Stevens Point zone to Proctor's right. Behind his net, Norris has it here. He'll move it ahead, and Anderson will start it up the left wing. Into the slot, Jackets intercept there now. Ishmael back the other way. Ishmael, left circle, drops that one off. Stark was going the other direction. Now he's going to be forced back out to neutral ice. Danziger comes in and picks up the loose puck and settles it down. Riddle out of the penalty box. Jackets to the power play. This power play is sponsored by Superior Water, Light, and Power. Danziger with the shot from the right circle. It's stopped. Stark gets it back. Fires! And the save made by Proctor. Rebound by Ishmael. Doesn't go. Now up top, DeVornay walks. Fires! That one catches traffic in front. Norris goes to clear, and that's going to come all the way down. Did that one hit the post?
I'm not sure. From that angle, it was strange how it came out.
But that's why I thought maybe Ishmael caught iron now. Ishmael on the left wing, left circle. Takes the shot. It's blocked by Quentin Hill. And Moser for Stevens Point will send that all the way down the ice. Under a minute to go here in this power play for the Yellow Jackets. Matthew Falls able to work that one loose. Now Riddle carries it to center on the left wing. Riddle across the Stevens Point line. Sends it around the boards. Not a lot on it, and nobody in a gold sweater there. It's going to get cleared back to center ice. DeVornay for the Yellow Jackets now. Carries in on the left wing. Pushes it down to the corner. Comes behind the net. Riddle goes after it. Sends it up top. Right point Rasmussen. Back down the boards for Carson Riddle. 25 left in the power play here. Riddle to the left wing, or right wing corner, excuse me. Up top, Rasmussen. The one-timer goes over the top of the goal. Boy, he got all of that. Karam up the slot, cleared by the Pointers here now. DeVornay dumps it in, puts it right on a Junker's tape, and he's going to clear that back down into the Yellow Jacket zone. Tyler Ryder for the Jackets here. Up for Dauphin, left wing, he chips it in. Tyler German out of the penalty box, and the Pointers kill it off. Jackets 0 for 2 on the power play now as the puck comes back to center. Tyler Ryder for the Jackets here. Sends that one out to neutral ice. It hops over the stick of Roosevelt. Matthew Falls dumps it into Yellow Jacket territory. Skorpic out, sets it up for Holmes. Up the middle now, Roosevelt. Roosevelt gets tripped by the blue line. Jackets able to recover and dump it into Stevens Point territory. Manning behind his net as we pass the 5-minute mark of the second period. 2-1, Stevens Point. Now a turnover. Jackets get it back. Starks pass for Roosevelt, hops his stick. Pointers go to clear, not out. Holmes will intercept at the line and send it back to the left wing corner. Hunter O'Brien for Stevens Point goes off the boards. It comes to the line and out. Dauphin will dump it back in. Proctor out of the goal. Sets it up there. Pointers will clear back to neutral ice. Bergstrom steps into it. Got it to the line, and the Jackets are going to be whistled for an offside. 14:27 to go here, second period. Jackets trailing Stevens Point 2-1. But they seem to have kind of wrestled the momentum back momentarily here.
Yeah, huge energy from UWS. Have to avoid falling into a little lull here. There's been a big push for the last 4 or 5 minutes by the Yellow Jackets. Got to keep their foot on the gas.
In the neutral zone now, the Jackets flip it into Stevens Point territory. Pointers quickly transition it back. Bergstrom at center. Goes up the left side for Carson Riddle. Riddle across the line. Riddle down into the left wing corner. Up top, left point Bergstrom. Right point, Danziger. Back to Bergstrom now. He takes the shot. It hits traffic in front. It's loose at the top of the goal crease. Dickerson got a stick on it, but he couldn't do anything with it. Now it's over in the right wing corner. Comes up to the line. Danziger's got it here now. Takes the shot. That one catches traffic in front. Dickerson now behind the net. Has it in his skates. Gets it loose. Pokes it out front. Bangs at it the left side. It kicks up to the line. Held in there. Bergstrom. Danziger. Right circle. Pulling to pull it to the middle. He held onto it way too long. Pointers have a 3-on-1 back the other way. Chirino. Right circle. Fires. And that one is blocked. Now it's loose behind the Yellow Jacket net. On the left wing, Ishmael to clear. It doesn't come out. Second attempt by Riddle does. And he'll drive it down into Stevens Point territory.
Jackets playing hell-bent for leather right now.
Is that a Judas Priest song, I
think? It is.
At center, Pouliot. Knocked into the boards on the right wing as he dumps it in. Skorpic out of the net, plays it around for Dvorny. That's not going to go. Now it's up top. Junker with a shot. That one's going to be deflected and end up in the netting with 13 minutes to play here in period number 2.
No doubt about it. They're playing like their season's on the line right now. They're throwing everything they can at the Pointers. Finishing every check. Hard on the forecheck. Sometimes 3 guys on the forecheck. They're going after it.
Mornay for the Jackets, passes behind the net for Brennan. He wraps to the right side. Joshua German read that, pitched way down to hold the zone. Now center on the left wing, fans on a clearing attempt. Puck pinballs around, Pouliot has it. Pouliot on the backhand, a shot and a kick save is made by Skorpic. Anderson pays behind the net. Jackets able to break that one up, but it's not going to come out of the zone. Now in the slot, Chmielewski had it, but then the Jackets, Ishmael intercepts and clears. Puck played back the other way. It's going to come all the way down. That's going to be icing on Stevens Point.
You can see it in the shots total in this period. I think we're looking at what, like 6-7-0 in favor of UWS right now?
Well, again, that's not accurate because Skorpic just made a save.
Right. Yeah, good point.
So, but that said, I think it's at 5-1 right now. 12:26 remaining here in the second. If you're watching the United States and Canada, the Four Nations face-off, I hope you muted it and are listening to us. Pedersen with a shot off the draw that's deflected over the top of the net. Now Junker knocked down in the right wing corner. Puck comes around the left side. Ryder up top for Roosevelt. Down for Francois. Back up top now. Axel fires. That one's going to be grabbed by Proctor. He'll hold on. And then
why do you want to go after Pedersen? Your goalie's 4 feet out of the net. It's not his fault there was contact.
Order is going to be restored. Jason needs a relaxer. 12:08 to go here in the second. Face-off will be to Proctor's left. Pedersen right circle now, kicks it down into the corner. Goes back up the boards, then cycles deep to Roosevelt mishandles, and the Pointers are going to tip that one to center. It's going to come all the way down. That's going to be icing. So clearly the Jackets have the lines in the blender here, and they will for the rest of the night, I'm guessing, because Kagawa has not come back. And I'm imagining a world where he's not going to come back. So you're going to be playing with 11 forwards here, knowing you're going to have to mix some things up. Puck cleared out to the neutral zone now. Bergstrom there over to the left side for Holmes. He'll get the red and dump it back in. Proctor out of the goal. Leaves it there for Mosier. His pass is tipped. Bergstrom jumps on the puck. In the right wing corner, Bergstrom comes out with it up top for Holmes. Takes the shot, it's deflected. Now behind the net. Dickerson's got it. He'll come up the left side, then cycling deep, but didn't get nearly enough on it. Pointers are going to recover. Hill goes to clear. Passes it to the middle now, and Falls will carry it to center. Falls for O'Brien across the Yellow Jacket line. His pass is going to be intercepted. The Jackets will take it back here with Holmes. Up the left wing for Riddle. He waits for it and now dumps it back down into the Stevens Point zone. On the right wing, Nickerson had a chance to get a stick on it, but missed it, and the pointer's clear. Now they'll drive it into Yellow Jacket territory. Out of the net, Skorpic wraps that one around. Evtimovsky holds the zone. Holmes knocks him down. Pointers come away with the puck on the right wing side. Tyler German knocked off the play by Rasmussen. Up top, Evtimovsky at the right point. Over to the left point, back up top. Over to the right circle, a one-timer, and that one tipped in front. I think Holmes got a piece of that and deflects that one up into the netting. We're going to get a face-off here in the Yellow Jacket zone.
One difference you saw there on that dump-in was Jan Skorpic coming out of the goal, cutting that off on the back wall and trying to rim it out. He's a little more active on those dump-ins.
Yeah, he's not afraid to get out and play the puck. For better or worse. And I preface that by I say that with every goalie who is not Nate Simsky. DeVornay for the Jackets to center. Stark tips it for Roosevelt now. Roosevelt left circle, a shot. Proctor with the save. He'll hang on to that. Justin Dauphiné lurking.
It'll be interesting to see here if Carson Riddle starts to play some of Vicky Kagawa's role. They're somewhat similar players, and foot speed, left-handed. Can kind of play a similar game. It would seem like it would be an easy fit to put him into that role.
Dauphiné in to take the draw against Tyler German. 10:32 remaining in the second period. 2-1 Stevens Point. Jackets win the face-off. DeVornay on the left wing. Carries it down to the left corner. Now he'll circle away from the checker. Tries to go back deep with it. Plays it behind the net for Stark, but he couldn't pull that one off the boards. Puck driven back deep. Dauphiné pokes it to the left corner. Now Roosevelt takes it. Good hit there. Still had the puck for a moment. Good pile up along the boards here. Roosevelt works it free. Evtimovsky for Stevens Point comes out with it. He'll reverse it and leave it for Norris. Up the right wing, Colangelo now into the middle. Colangelo for the Pointers across the Yellow Jacket line. Carries over now to the left circle. Knocked off the puck there by Brennan. Dauphiné there to clean it up and carry behind the net now. Passes over to the right wing. Roosevelt, it goes between his skates, but Stark pounces on it on the right wing side. Stark now into the high slot. Cage Shea fires and scores! Oh, baby, Reed Stark with a play on the right wing board. Jackets tie!
Kate Shea, the freshman from Duluth-Denfeld, wasn't in the lineup last night, but he's in the lineup tonight. Hopped over the boards, jumped in late as the trailer. Reed Stark found him, and he showed that lethality there. All he needed was one shot for one goal, and it's all even.
Second of the year for Kate Shea. Stark and Dauphiné should get the assist. Midway point of the hockey game, Jackets have tied it.
The second goal of the season for number 12, Cade Shea. He got an assist on the goal from number 7, Reed Stark. That's Shea from...
I think Dauphiné should probably get a helper on that as well, but what a play by Reed Stark to, number 1, get to that puck, because in that area he had to win a foot race to get to it. Number 2, understand everybody else is changing. I need to delay here. And he did a really good job on the delay.
Yeah, it was a very poised, smart play, waiting for the rest of his team to complete the change and come on the ice.
9:20 to go here, second period. We're deadlocked at 2. Ryder for the Jackets passes it ahead now to center. Ishmael flips that down into Pointer territory. Shea gives chase. Shea on the right wing comes out with it, turns and fires, and that's going to be deflected wide. Now the Pointers have it, and it's going to be played up the right wing by Engelbert. Tipped into the Yellow Jacket zone. Chirino in the right corner now. Carries it all the way back up the boards. Plays it into the slot. Shea gets a stick on it, but the Pointers hold the zone. Now behind the Yellow Jacket net, a centering attempt is broken up. Chirino has it again. Reno behind the net, feeds Hamady in the left corner. Now up top, O'Brien back to Hamady. Puck hits him in the skates, but he's knocked down by Danziger. Puck goes to the left wing corner. 8.5 minutes to go, second period. Yellow Jackets and Pointers tied at 2 from Westman Arena in Superior. John Garber and Jason Rohde with you in the regular season finale. Winner-take-all contest here. Manning at the right point, fans on the shot now, and centers back the other way. Blake Setter had it, couldn't quite get away from the defense, and they were able to get a stick on the puck and break up the play. Now in the left wing corner, Stevens point zone. Setter in there battling, Pedersen in there as well. Francois got it. Matt Francois sends it up top. Bergstrom walks, fires, that catches traffic. Puck ricochets to the right wing corner. Francois in there battling for it now. It's going to come back behind the net. Pointers get it there, and they play it to the line. Holmes holds it in. His pass goes off his skate all the way to the left wing, and Shimoleski fans on the clearing attempt. But Manning there to clean it up, and then he'll dump it back the other way. Behind the Yellow Jacket net, Holmes quickly up the left wing. Riddle, he comes off the boards, cuts to the middle, sidesteps the check. That was a knee-on-knee hit there, and play continues on. Riddle gets back onto his skates as the puck comes back into Yellow Jacket territory. Shot from by Eftimowski, right circle, kicked away by Skorpik. Too many men on the ice, and they got him.
Sorry, everybody. I apologize for just yelling into the mic.
Stevens Point's going to get whistled for too many, and the Yellow Jackets are headed to the power play.
Your sidekick and analyst needs to calm down a little bit.
Well, we can all stand and chill a little bit here, but
I need to count to 10.
You know,
this is pretty exciting stuff.
People want
right
to
now.
hammer on us a little bit. Hey, man, emotions are high here tonight.
Pretty exciting stuff at Westman tonight. And not even as a homer, just this is fun hockey. It's great. I mean, these two teams are going at each other so hard. This is great hockey.
If you're a Yellow Jacket fan looking for great team gear, visit the official Sideline store and browse all the current styles of Yellow Jacket apparel and accessories, including the same gear the Yellow Jackets wear. Find the Yellow Jacket Sideline store at uwsyellowjackets.com/shop.
Well, whatever happens the rest of the way, full marks to UWS for coming back and evening this game up. I mean, after what happened last night, and as good as Stevens Point's been playing throughout most of this weekend, without Iki Kagawa, and then having to make a goalie change, UWS really showed some jam coming back to even this thing up.
Bench minor penalty for too many men on the ice called on UW Stevens Point. Will be served by Fletcher Anderson. Third power play of the night for the Yellow Jackets. Power play is sponsored by Superior Waterlight Power. Jackets control the face-off at the left point now. Ryder carries left circle, takes the shot. Glove save made by Proctor, and then he'll hang on. And I don't know if it's out of necessity because of injury or if they're going to come back with a different unit, but 2 defensemen on the ice here. And we haven't seen that all the time over the last month. A lot of times we've seen 5 forwards out there.
Right, yeah, you pointed out some of the adjustments that were going to need to be made, and that might be another one too. Maybe just something to deal with the shorthanded threat that Stevens Point poses.
Heads up on the Yellow Jacket bench as the clearing attempt goes headlong.
I mean, you don't like having to think defensive when you're on the power play,
but you do.
You do against this team. And really, UWS has some defensemen that can create offense, so it's not like you're giving up a whole lot.
Face-off will be to the left of Proctor. Minute 46 to go in the Yellow Jacket power play, their third. Currently 0 for 2. Norris has it for the Pointers, and he'll rip that all the way down the ice. Skorpik will come out and play it. Wraps that one around the right wing side now. Dauphinet's got it here. Dauphiné for the Jackets picks up speed at center. Comes into the Stevens Point zone on the right wing. Hits the brakes there, then loses it. Puck will kick into the slot, and that's going to get cleared all the way down the ice. Now Roosevelt up the left wing into the Stevens Point zone. He gets knocked down on the play. Koulias tried to clear it, hits a skate, comes right to the front of the net, but no Yellow Jacket is there, and that's going to get sent all the way down. So uneventful power play thus far for the Yellow Jackets here as Blake Holmes has it on the left wing. Holmes sends that one ahead.
Skorpik's been busy though. Teeing up pucks and flinging long stretch passes.
Now Ryder gives to Holmes on the left wing. He's pressured by Shimilevsky and turns it over to behind the net. Bunting's got it. Passes for Shimilevsky, but he couldn't handle the pass as we pass the 14-minute mark of this second period. 2-2 our score. Shimilevsky now for the Pointers. Sends that ahead for Bunting, broken up by Holmes, but he gives it right back to Bunting. Jackets gripping it pretty tight here on this power play, I think. Pointers will send it all the way back down. Now Dvorny with 25 seconds to go on the man advantage. Carries up the left wing. Dvorny across the line. Dvorny on the left side, down to the left corner. Carries behind the net, then loses the puck. Then loses an edge. Pointers to clear it. They'll get enough on that and send it all the way down. So that's just about do it here. Final seconds are going to tick off the clock. Penalized player back on. Jackets now 0 for 3 on the power play here tonight. Into the Stevens Point zone it goes. Ishmael giving chase. Played it behind the net for Eptomovsky. He goes to clear it, gets past Brennan on the right wing and comes back out to the neutral zone. Under 5 minutes to go here in this second period. Pointers now have a 3-on-1. Chirino, left circle, fires, and a save made by Skorpic. Loose puck behind the goal now. Jackets go to clear. Again, too many on the ice, but the Pointers were able to get that one off quickly enough that time. Now Chirino on the left side, all the way up to the blue line. Sends it over to Manning. Shot to the right circle. Save made by Skorpic. Tired unit on the ice for the Yellow Jackets. They could use a whistle here. Chirino at the right point. Stick handles down the boards. Chirino, drop pass. Engelbert right circle. Over to the left circle. O'Brien fans on it. He gets it back. Beats Manning at the right point. It's like Stevens Point's on a power play right now. Just playing keep away. Engelbert into the slot. Engelbert with some room now. Left circle. Drops it for O'Brien. Over to the right point for Manning. His shot's going to miss wide. Now Dvorny can't get there. He's tired. The Pointers will maintain control of the puck as Hamady passes down the boards for Chirino. Chirino got it to the line, but Ishmael breaks that one up. He'll get off the ice. Jackets are going to get stuck with 3 tired guys out there as the Pointers dump it in. Behind the net now. Dusty Bergstrom for the Jackets turns it over. Picked up here by the Pointers on the right wing. Fletcher Anderson, drink wide on the left. Now back up top. Junker makes the shot, walks, fires. That one misses over the top of the net. Skorpic didn't see it. Junker at the right point as the momentum begins to swing back to the purple. Fletcher Anderson left wing boards. Jackets need a stoppage in play in the worst way right now. Shimilevsky into the slot for Junker. Up top. Junker fires, tipped, never gets to the net. Puck's free. Skorpic dives and covers. And I think the Pointers, are we going to get a penalty here? Yep, they're going to call him for taking a swipe at Jan Skorpic. So it's going to be a penalty here on Joshua German. The Jackets are heading back to the power play.
That was quite the fire drill there. Sam Brennan lost his stick, so not only were the Jackets tired, but one player didn't have any lumber. They badly needed Skorpic to lunge out and jump on that loose puck, which he did. And as he lunged out on top of it, one of the Pointers made some contact with him on the way by. That's going to lead to the power play.
4th power play of the night for the Yellow Jackets. Joshua German goes to the penalty box, I'm assuming for a slash. Time of that penalty, 16:49. Interference, is going to be the call. Power play sponsored by Superior Water Light and Power. Jackets controlling the draw with Dvorny. He goes down to the left corner, Ishmael. In there to help out. Ishmael comes out with it now. He loses the puck and back the other way the Pointers, Peyton Hart. Skorpic well out of the goal, sends that up the left wing for Ishmael. Tyler German closes on him. Riddle picks it up, and he's going to come up the left wing with speed now. Carson Riddle across the Stevens Point line, cuts it to the middle, loses the puck. That's going to pop in the air, and Tyler German back the other way, but he overskates, then Riddle turns it over. And Quentin Hill for Stevens Point back in. Shot left circle, blocked by Dvorny, and that's going to go over the glass and out of play.
Such a contrast in goaltending styles in terms of playing the puck, going from Boschert to Skorpic. Skorpic is adventurous and all over it. And honestly, in a situation like the Yellow Jackets are facing right now, that's not the worst thing in the world. He's helping out these defensemen a lot by playing the puck as aggressively as he is.
It's a high-pressure penalty kill here by Stevens Point. They already have one shorty tonight.
Yep.
And the Yellow Jackets have to find a way to offset that a little bit. Stark carries up the left wing. Into the Stevens Point zone, cuts it into the slot, feeds it over for Holmes. Back up top, right point Stark. Holmes, left point, Ryder. Stark at the right point, cuts to the middle. Now fans on the shot. Was able to hold the zone and then slide it over to the right wing side. Holmes now gets around one man. Blake Holmes, right circle out front, wanted Dauphiné, but it's blocked, and the Pointers have numbers back the other way. Dauphiné on the back check, however, closes the gap. Eftimowski takes the shot, and that's deflected wide by Ryder. Now Holmes, they'll start it back up ice with under 2 minutes to go. Second period, tied at 2. Rosenball gets around one, then gets hooked up. Play continuing on. You're not going to get a penalty call on that at this point. At the right point, Blake Holmes for the Jackets, gives to Stark, bottom of the right circle, fires, save made by Proctor. Rosenball gets knocked down as he picks up the rebound, gets it now for Dauphiné, up top at the left point, Holmes, right point, Bergstrom, back to Holmes. What in the world was that? Puck hopped on him as he was trying to make the pass, he basically flipped it out of the zone. Jackets have to dump it back in. Proctor out. Sends it around the right side. He gets past Shea. Too many Yellow Jackets on the ice, and they dodge the bullet there. 2-on-1 the other way for Stevens Point. On the back check, though, the Jackets break it up. Great play by Bergstrom. Now across the line, Danziger. Danziger leads the rush, feeds that one in front, and that one's not going to go. The fire drill continues, Jason.
These UWS defensemen keep getting great scoring chances and then deferring, trying to pass the forwards when they're the only guys with a shot.
Francois dumps it back in. Penalty has expired, so the Yellow Jackets on 4 adventurous power play chances are 0 for 4 and a -1, mind you. Less than a minute to go here now in this period, and we get a stoppage and a penalty come, and it's going to be on the Yellow Jackets. Had to know that was going to come at some point.
Yeah, I'm sure the officials would like to exit themselves from this game as soon as possible, with it being 2-2 in the late stages of the second period. I mean, they don't want to have to decide this thing with penalty calls, but stuff keeps happening out there.
Danziger for interference. So at one end, he finds himself in prime scoring location. At the other end, he finds himself taking away a prime opportunity with an interference penalty. Second power play for the Pointers. They're 0 for 1. Jackets win the face-off. Holmes comes out with it here, and he'll send it all the way down the ice. 35 seconds left in this second period. Proctor out of the net, fakes the pass, then leaves it behind the goal. Now back the other way. Shimilevsky up the middle, crosses the Yellow Jacket line. Shimilevsky in the right circle. Left circle, excuse me. Left point, Chirino. Feeds down low. Holmes able to get down there and tie up Peyton Hart. 10 seconds to play in the period as the puck picks up the boards. Pettersson goes to clear. Oh, that snuck out. And yeah, they're going to blow the play dead. It's a good thing because Pettersson whiffed on the clearing attempt in a fantastic way.
It's one of those plays where from up here in the press box, we can see that he's got no one around him and all the time in the world to pick this puck up, put it exactly where he wants it.
But your mind is going, get it out, get it out,
right.
Get it out.
And he can't see what's around him. He's headed face first into the boards.
So 3 seconds left. Face-off controlled by the Pointers. Long shot from neutral ice. It's going to be deflected wide. And the buzzer will sound, bringing the second period to a close. So Stevens Point hammers 2 home in the first period. Yellow Jackets with a great answer in the second period. And the stage is set.
Yeah, absolutely. This has been a fantastic hockey game. Very impressive comeback by UWS in the second period to even this thing up. Now we've got 20 minutes to decide the conference champion.
Yellow Jackets and Pointers tied 2-2 after 2. We'll take a timeout and come back with our second intermission sponsored by Hovland Incorporated right after this. This is Yellow Jacket Hockey on 91.3 KUWS Superior and Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the WIAC Network. Here at Westman Arena, it's our second intermission sponsored by Hovland Incorporated. And the Yellow Jackets have clawed their way back and are tied with Stevens Point 2-2 after 2 periods of play. Shots on goal in that second period, the Yellow Jackets had 11 for a 2-period total of 18. Stevens Point had 5 for a 2-period total of 12. And I think out of the 11, I think they had like the first 8 or 9. You know, they came, again, give them a lot of props for summoning the fortitude to come out after that first period when that late shorthanded goal could have been like the death punch. But instead, they rallied, and we're going to rally around our injured teammates. We're going to come back out here now, and we're going to make this a ball game. They got that really important early goal.
Yeah, there are 2 different ways to respond. One is to just kind of pack it in and say, well, I guess it just wasn't meant to be. The other is to do what UWS did and show a ton of gumption coming back in this one. And it all starts with a timely goal from Reed Stark coming just less than a minute in.
Yeah, I thought maybe it was a turnover, but they ruled the assist going to Danziger, and the Yellow Jackets get that puck in the offensive zone and kind of throw it around. And it must have taken a weird hop off the end board or something. Comes right into that left circle. Stark blasts the one-timer.
Yeah, just spins and one-times it in. Great shot. He's definitely a guy that can hammer it when he catches it clean, and he caught that one real clean.
That was his 13th of the year from Danziger, 39 seconds in. The Yellow Jackets on the board at 2-1. And then they come rallying back and tie the game up at 10-21. Cade Shea, his second goal of the season. Stark got the assist. They don't have Dauphinés in there yet, but he'll get one as well. But really important play by Reed Stark there.
Yeah, when I was watching it unfold in real time, I was watching Reed Stark alongside the right circle pick up the puck and then kind of stop moving his feet. And I'm thinking,
why?
Oh, no. Come on, you got to go, Reed. You got to cut across the circle and shoot this puck. But he already knew what was going on. He recognized that there was a line change happening, and if he could just hold it for an extra beat, he was going to have help coming up in the rush to help him. And he waited. Cade Shea was that help. He gave him a perfect pass, and fantastic shot in a big moment by Cade Shea.
And Cade Shea, a guy who spent much of the year injured, hasn't had a lot of opportunities here. Didn't play last night, in the lineup tonight, and then with the injuries, suddenly he has a little more of an increased role. Really took advantage there.
Yeah, no bigger goal this season for him for sure.
Yeah, so very happy for him on that. His second from Stark and Dauphiné, and that makes it a 2-2 game. Shots on goals, we mentioned 11-5 in that period, favoring the Yellow Jackets. Penalties in the game so far. Stevens Point has taken 4 for 8 minutes. The Yellow Jackets have taken 2 for 4 minutes. Jackets have 5 shots on the power play, which is better than they've been able to do for much of the season. Still nothing to show for it, and that Stevens Point penalty kill really gives them fits.
Yeah, absolutely. They made a little adjustment on the last 2 zone entries on their last power play. Instead of going and staying to the outside, they forced their way into the middle. Remember, Reed Stark was the last one to do it, and they were able to at least get a clean zone entry that way. But other than that, it's been a struggle. Stevens Point's done a really good job of keeping them to the outside on the zone entries, and then on the dump-ins, winning the races and kind of diffusing that opportunity as well. So they've been a tough nut to crack on the power play for sure.
And Stevens Point, a team that has very, very good team speed.
Right.
And so when you're going to pressure on the penalty kill with speed like they have, it gives you fits when you're trying to set up and trying to forecheck, and gives you fits the other way too, because they can create those opportunities.
Right, absolutely. They recognize in the defending zone when to pounce, and then they also realize when they have an opportunity to try to stretch the ice and go on the counterattack with their speed. And we already talked about the amount of lethality they have with some of their goal scorers. So, yeah, it's a team that can be a threat even when shorthanded.
And they're going to have 1 minute and 20 seconds of power play time to start the third period, too. So I think if you're Stevens Point, you're looking at this as, okay, this is our opportunity because we can pop one here. We know we can clamp down and shut these guys down. Let's go get the win right now.
Yeah, they got to feel like they've got a chance for the knockout punch here with this power play to start the third period. On the flip side, UWS has been a great penalty killing team this year. They're going to have to come out with one of their best penalty kills to start off this third period, weather that storm, and then get back to work.
16 saves for Alex Proctor in the Stevens Point goal through 2 periods. Jan Skorpic, 5 saves for him in that second period. The Jackets did him a solid because he's coming in cold, and they made sure that let's spend the first 5-6 minutes in the offensive zone here and give him time to get his feet under him.
And he settled in. You talked about the one shot that it looked like he didn't see, but everything else, he looked like he was moving really well, tracking really well. So he's been very solid since coming into this game, obviously as a puck stopper, but also as a guy who's more confident handling the puck than some of the other Jackets goalies. And that's been helpful so far in that second period. His willingness to come out and play the puck, that's been an element that's helped UWS.
Sets the stage for a dandy third period. It's been a great hockey game tonight. You know, even when it was 2-0, you're still sitting there going, okay, we had a good pushback after the goals that they scored. It's been an extremely entertaining game. The pace has not fallen off at all. This is going to be a rocking third period here.
Absolutely. I mean, this is going to go down as one of the better college hockey games played in the Twin Ports this season. This has been a beauty.
2-2. Yellow Jackets and Pointers are tied after 2. We'll take a timeout and come back with more of our second intermission, sponsored by Hovland Incorporated right after this. This is Yellow Jacket Hockey on 91.3 KUWS Superior and Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the WIAC Network. Back at Westman Arena, about 9.5 minutes away from the start of the third period. Yellow Jackets and Pointers tied 2-2 after 40 minutes. Elsewhere around the WIAC, River Falls got a goal late in the second period, and they have opened up a 3-1 lead over Northlands. So you have to think that that's probably the insurance goal that they needed. At this point, that's probably going to lock them in for the victory. After 2 periods in Eau Claire, the Blue Golds with a 3-1 lead over UW Stout. So if that holds, then you would have Eau Claire and River Falls tied in points in the standings, but Eau Claire has the tiebreaker. They won the season series, so they would be the 3 seed and River Falls would be the 4. And that would be, that would mean the opponents would flip. If somehow Stout comes back and Eau Claire finishes the 4, then next weekend Eau Claire's playing Stout again. And River Falls is playing Northland again. So, and Lord knows what happens when you get 4 games in a row against somebody.
Yeah, that's not ideal. You don't love that.
Oh, I think it's great.
Well, some people love it.
Familiarity breeds contempt,
yes.
Man. You enter the playoff series on a low boil.
Yeah.
So
coaches maybe don't love it, but John loves it.
I'm not so sure.
Yeah?
Because you don't have a lot to prepare for.
Well,
I guess played them twice.
That's true. Yeah.
You know everything they're going to throw at you.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not a mystery.
No.
That's for sure.
No, absolutely not. So every game in the WIAC is after 2 periods right now. Earlier this afternoon at the Mertz, the Yellow Jacket men's basketball team falling to Bethany Lutheran. Final score there, 73-69. That was a very crucial game for the Yellow Jackets, as they were in a tie for first place with Bethany Lutheran and North Central, and now they have fallen out of that tie. They now find themselves in a 3-way tie for second place, and I believe by way of all the tiebreakers, they are the 4th place team. Top 4 make it. So kind of in a perilous position, the Yellow Jacket men's basketball team finds itself. 24 points from Javon Walker to lead the charge offensively for the Yellow Jackets. Reed Johnson added 18. Rocco Paulson with a good game. He had 11, but it wasn't enough as the Yellow Jackets fall to the Vikings. On the women's side, also not an ideal result for the Yellow Jackets as they fall 68-58, getting 15 points from Elise Bessinen, 14 from Elsa Olsen, and 12 from Charlotte Firstel. The Yellow Jackets entered play on Saturday in first place, sole possession of first place, and now with that loss, they dropped to 9-3, and they are in a three-way tie for first place, along with Northwestern and Bethany Lutheran. So everything in the UMAC about as clear as mud as they head into the final week. And the Yellow Jackets will be home Wednesday, regular season finales for both the men and the women as they play host to Crown. And then on Saturday, they hit the road to take on Minnesota Morris. And then we got to see where it all falls. But a week from now, we will know if they are conference champions, if they're hosting a playoff game, if they're traveling, or if they're out of the tournament. They could be anywhere in that mix. It's crazy.
Wow.
Yellow Jacket women's hockey team is off this weekend. They have 2 regular season games left. They will be on the road next Friday and Saturday taking on Northland. We know that they will be the 4 or the 5 seed in the conference tournament. Judging by the fact that Northland has not won a game yet this season, I would say with 99% certainty that they will be at home on Tuesday, the 25th of February for that first round game. And then the winner of that will advance to take on UW River Falls in the semifinals of the WIAC tournament. So we will have that one live here on 91.3 KUWS and Yellow Jacket TV. And then from there, who knows? Depends on basketball. And then that following weekend, Jackets are back here in the WIAC semifinals against an opponent, TBD.
Gets late early.
Does it ever? You know, I always say it's the longest off season in sports. Division III hockey is the longest off season in sports because if you get bounced in February, you don't play again until sometimes early to mid-November. That's a long 9 months for those of us that are addicted to this sport. And so if you can stretch it into March, that's always kind of nice and kind of shortens that off season a little bit. But it's a long one, and then it finally gets here, and then it's gone in a flash.
Need to get this to be like college football where you get invited to a bowl game like a month after your season's done so you can still be practicing and playing in like June.
I don't know. Can you keep everybody interested for that long? It's kind of a difficult thing to do. We're about 4.5 minutes away from the start of the third period here at Westman Arena in Superior. Regular season finale, and it's all going to come down to this final period to determine who the 2025 WIAC champion is. Will it be the Pointers? Will it be the Yellow Jackets? We'll have to wait and find out. 2-2 our score after 2. We'll take a break and come back with the start of the third period right after this. This is Yellow Jacket Hockey on 91.3 KUWS Superior and Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the WIAC Network. Yellow Jackets and Pointers deadlocked. Andrew Pooley has his 13th. Tyler German his 3rd in the first period for the Pointers. Reed Stark his 13th. Cade Shea his 2nd for the Yellow Jackets in the second period. Full Metal Jackets have shut down here for the rest of the intermission. And I wish the crowd would kind of pick it up a little bit here. You know, the baseball team tried. They had the claps going, and we're trying to greet the Jackets as they kind of started meandering out of their locker room toward the entrance to the ice.
They were buzzing when Shea scored that goal, though.
They were. I mean, all the people running down to the glass and everything, and
It's great.
Stevens Point, it's one of my favorite buildings. It was one of my favorite buildings to play in. I enjoy calling a game there because the vantage point is great. You can see just about everything there. They have such incredible crowd support. You know, the community really gets behind them. And back when I played here, we had really good community support, and it's waned. And it's taken a long time to chip away at this community and get them to come back in. So to see that, it's fun for me knowing that, okay, people they're interested again. They're coming back, you know, and it's taken a long time, but pretty awesome that we're at this point. Both teams stepping back on the ice here. Alex Proctor leading the Pointers and Jan Skorpik leading the Yellow Jackets out. The
officials are leading a scoop shoveler on the ice.
Not exactly sure what they got going over there. I bet when they leaned the net. I bet a little bump probably developed over there, so they're chopping away with the skate blades, trying to knock that one down a little bit.
That is a good call. That is exactly where the goal was teed up when the Zamboni was doing its thing. So the officials are getting that cleaned up. Goalies are getting stretched out.
5 saves so far for Jan Skorpik, defending the goal. 2 hour left. I anticipate he's going to be quite busy here in the opening stages of this third period as the Yellow Jackets will start on the penalty kill. Matt Danziger with 1:20 left in his interference minor. Jackets attacking here from left to right in the third. Francois, Pedersen, Holmes, and Ryder on the ice here as the Jackets win the draw. They dump it down into the Stevens Point zone. Backing up with it, Fletcher Anderson over to Chirino on the right wing. Passes ahead for Hart across the Yellow Jacket line. Hart on the left wing boards. Up top, Shimolevsky over to Anderson, right circle. Takes the shot, gloved and held by Skorpik. Awful lot of open ice there for Fletcher Anderson, who netted a couple last night. Nobody impeding the vision of Jan Skorpik, so he snares that with the trapper. Minute left in the power play here. Jackets control the face-off, and Pedersen will sweep it on the backhand all the way down the ice.
Francois with a good 2-for-2 start in the face-off circle.
Jackets have actually won 17, now 18 of the 34 face-offs in the game. In the neutral zone, it's Chirino coming down the middle. Gets to the right circle and fires. That's deflected wide. It's tipped up to the line and held in. Anderson on the left wing half board, down to the left corner, Chirino. He carries up top. It's over to Shimolevsky in the right circle now. Out front for Hart, the redirection, and that one's going to go wide. And then Rasmussen will choke up and rifle that one down the ice with 20 seconds left in the penalty. You can see that play kind of developing, and once Hart got that stick in position, that's the play they're looking for. He's got 11 power play goals this year. At center now, it's going to be flipped into the Yellow Jacket zone by Hill. Hill wins the race to the puck. Jackets clean it up. Roosevelt sends it all the way down as Danziger comes out. And the Yellow Jackets have killed it off. They're now 2 for 2 on the penalty kill here. Puck's tipped down into Yellow Jacket territory, and that's going to be an icing call on Stevens Point. Faceoff coming back down in Pointer territory.
Evan Junker trying that long stretch pass there all the way to the far blue line. It was just a little too hot to handle.
Faceoff is going to be to the right of Proctor. 18:27 to go here in the third. At the left point, DeVorney flips it deep. Francois throws that one in front, but that's not going to go. Bunting clears. Shea breaks that one up at neutral, and he'll backhand it into the Stevens Point zone. Now across the line, it's dumped into the Yellow Jacket zone by Junker. Falls in the left corner, gives behind the net for Bunting. He centers. Jackets intercept and clear. That's going to come all the way down, and that will result in icing.
It's a shame for Dauphiné, who just blew a ton of energy.
Yeah, he really sold it out there. And
racing down there.
Now he's dead.
It's a great burst, but
kind of shaking his head going, oh,
why did I do that?
Now I got to try to take the face off too.
I think my skate's untied, right?
Come on, Skorpic, you got to adjust some gear, right? Face off controlled here. Jackets have it. Dvourney is going to lead the rush up the right wing. Dvourney now into the Stevens Point zone. He gets wrestled to the ice by Norris, who then gets bumped behind the net by Dauphiné, but the puck cleared. Chirino can't get it out. Roosevelt now in the left wing corner. Cycled it down low looking for Dauphiné. That's not going to go. Chirino has it for Stevens Point. He carries it to center. Flips it across the Yellow Jacket line. Axel breaks it up, and then he fans on the clearing attempt. Engelbert goes to dump it in. Jackets break it up. They clear, and then it's rifled back in by Eftimov. Brennan behind his net. Flips that one ahead to center. Bouncing puck knocked down by O'Brien. Brennan breaks that one up again, and he'll dump it back in. O'Brien rotates it to the right side for Manning. Manning now into the Yellow Jackets zone. Cleared back out by Blake Holmes. Puck dumps back into Yellow Jacket territory. Holmes knocks it down. It comes around to the right side for Nickerson. He chips it by the defense now. Rasmussen, ahead for Riddle. Pass a little out of his reach, so he redirects it back into the offensive zone. Riddle tries a shot from the left side. That's broken up and ricochets to the right wing boards. From the neutral zone, Nickerson will go high off the glass back into Stevens Point territory. O'Brien behind his net. Gets away from Riddle. Big check along the wall by Cade Shea. Puck comes out to neutral. Ryder flips it back in. Now Manning behind the net. Takes a bump from Ishmael. It's turned over. Shot taken from the left side by Setter is deflected wide. Pointers will flip that one off the boards. It goes off the back of Danziger. Lands in the neutral zone, and O'Brien dumps it in. Behind the Yellow Jacket net, Ryder absorbs the check and plays it up the left wing. It doesn't leave the zone, however. Now Ishmael flips that off the left side. That's going to come all the way down. Icing will be waved off as Junker pursues it. Goes back behind his goal. Evan Junker for Stevens Point. Passes ahead for Colangelo on the left wing. He saucers that one through German. The shot save is made. Rebound shot. That's going to miss wide as Peyton Hart had a point-blank opportunity. Pointers applying the pressure here now. Junker top of the left circle. Leaving it there for German. Joshua German carries down to the left corner. Hits the brakes there. Passes up top. Colangelo's one-timer. Hits traffic in front and ends up in the left corner. Now a centering feed. Tipped in front by Blake Holmes. And that nearly went in short side. Jackets able to withstand the pressure here, and Setter gets it to neutral ice. Pointers dump it back in. They're going to peel off for a change. Yellow Jackets are going to do the same. Blake Holmes has it here. Sends it over to the right wing. It hops over the stick of Colin Pettersson. He's able to retrieve it on the right side, cross the red, and dump it in. Eftimov sends that one up the right side for Falls. Now Norris has it. His pass broken up by Matt Francois in the neutral zone. Line blender in full effect here for the Yellow Jackets right now. Now in the neutral zone, this is Norris. So you have guys from 3 different lines on the ice right now. Get used to it. Your line chart has been rendered useless. Stark up the right wing into the Stevens Point zone. Feathers a backhand in the right corner for Nickerson. He bumps there with Mosier. Eftimowski picks up the loose puck, and he'll pass that one up the middle. Now over to the left wing for Falls. He'll cross the red and dump it in. Puck comes back down behind the Yellow Jacket net where Dvourney has got it high off the right wing boards. In the neutral zone, Nickerson backhands that one into Stevens Point territory. Now it's taken by Rasmussen. He'll dump it back in. We pass the 6-minute mark of the third period. Yellow Jackets and Pointers tied 2-2. On the left wing, Chirino dumps it in. Axel plays it right back out. Manning for the Pointers. Fans on the pass at his own line. Riddle tried to pursue that puck and fell down. Instead, it's going to come the distance. That's going to be icing on Stevens Point.
Both teams have tightened up a little bit here. Looks like two teams trying not to make the key mistake at this point. little less flash and dash than we saw earlier.
Kind of figured it was going to tighten up a little bit here. Jackets win the face-off. Axel fires. That just misses the right post. Picked up in the right wing corner now by Setter. He gives it down low. It hops over the stick of Cade Shea and comes around the left corner this time. Ishmael on the left half court had it, then lost it. And the Pointers are going to come back to center here. Amity across the line on the right wing. Gets around Bergstrom, but Bergstrom with a great stick play to take the puck away and start Ishmael back the other direction. Ishmael dumps it in, giving Chase Shea. Setter settles the bouncing puck down on the right wing. Gives it to Shea now behind the net. Ishmael. He gets away from the check of Engelbert. Tried to center. That's intercepted by Shimilevsky. And he's going to come back the other way. Shimilevsky tries to split the D, but the Jackets stand him up. Skorpic plays it away from trouble, and Shea goes to clear the zone, but instead flips it up into the Yellow Jacket bench. 12:55 to go here in this third period. Yellow Jackets and Pointers tied 2-2.
Chris Ishmael rolling the dice there, trying to center that puck with both of his teammates joining him below goal line extended. And man, that's a dangerous play, because if it goes the wrong way, there's nobody back to help besides the two defensemen.
Face-off controlled here by the Pointers now. Fletcher Anderson, high slot, takes a shot. It hits traffic in front. Puck's going to ricochet over to the left wing side. Danziger gets upended. The puck scooped up by Tyler Ryder behind the net, and he'll flip that one out into the neutral zone. Pointers will regain control here, and they move it ahead for Shimilevsky. They waved off the offside there as the puck comes to Anderson, left corner, around the boards behind the net. Poulias. Stark breaks up that pass, but Poulias gets it right back. He feeds it behind the net, now gets it back. Poulias left corner, up top, Norris. He's got it left point. He'll play it deep. It comes behind the Yellow Jacket net. In the right wing corner now, Fletcher Anderson. Pointers all over the Jackets right now as it's top line against top line. Dauphiné will momentarily relieve the pressure as he clears it to neutral. Pointers dump it back in. They're going to change. Behind the Jacket net now, coming out with it, Ryder. 12 minutes to play, third period. Yellow Jackets and Pointers tied 2-2. Junker flushed out from behind the net by Riddle. Carries it up the middle. It's going to be flipped into Yellow Jacket territory. Skorpic out. He's going to play it. Goes off the left wing boards. It's held into the zone. Jackets failed to clear twice. Now into the high slot. Colangelo, a shot is going to miss wide. It comes to the left wing boards. Joshua German plays it deep. Colangelo in the right corner. Centering pass. Jackets get a stick on that, and it's going to carry him down the ice in the Stevens Point zone. Junker will give chase. He's got it behind the Pointer goal.
Good stick by Matt Francois to tip that centering pass away.
Pointers coming to center, Peyton Hart. On the left wing to Mosier, he tips it in. Holmes up the left wing boards to neutral ice, broken up there. Now Falls has it. Falls knocked off the play with a good check by Carson Riddle. Jackets regain control, and Blake Holmes clears it. Bouncing puck at neutral ice. Riddle settles it down. Plays it back for Brennan, who goes back to Riddle, who's in the midst of a change here. Oh, they're going to call.
No.
They're going to call it. They're going to call. Are they calling too many men here? No. I thought they were calling too many men. It's like, no, they didn't play it.
Right. Yeah, fortunately, both the player who was coming on the ice and Riddle recognized what was happening, and they both just took themselves out of the play. I'm actually not sure what the whistle was for.
Yeah, I'm not sure either, but it's a face-off outside the Pointer line, and they control it here. Pass ahead at center, out of the reach of Bunting, and that'll be icing. Face-off coming back down here in Stevens Point zone. Shots 3-1 this period, favoring the Pointers.
Been the most uneventful 9.5 minutes we've seen in this game.
10:42 to play. Tied at 2.
Everyone really trying to be responsible defensively now.
Are they ever? Balls up the right wing for Stevens Point. Dumps it into the Yellow Jacket zone. Skorpic leaves behind the net for Brennan. He held it a sec too long. And Chirino's got it now. Right wing corner. Overskates the puck. It's loose right side of the net. Jackets will come out with it here, and they've got numbers. Not anymore. The line change gets completed with Setter up the left wing, and he'll play it deep. Shea gives chase. Cade Shea has it left side of the goal, out front for Setter, but he was tied up. At the blue line, Dvourné sidesteps a check. Dvourné winds and fires, and that one's tipped wide. Brennan from the right wing fires, and that one got tipped in front. I don't know if it was Proctor, the defenseman, or Kate Shea, but somebody got a piece of that. And that narrowly missed going in.
And how about DeBourne? Last line of defense, not afraid to try to dangle there. Pulls it around the oncoming checker and ends up being able to create a shooting lane for himself.
Face off to the left of Proctor. Jackets win the draw. Pointers take the puck, however, and clear. Evan Axel swats that with the glove back into Stevens Point territory. Pointers now will come to center with Ev Tomovsky crossing the red line. He'll dump it in left wing corner. Up to the line at the left point, Norris. Over to the right point, Ev Tomovsky gets the shot. The save is made by Skorpic. Riddle picks up the loose puck now, sends it behind his net. It goes to the left corner this time. Rasmussen had it, then lost it. Chirino left circle, dangles to the slot, but Nickerson able to break that one up with a good stick. Now Eftimovsky on the right wing boards. Circles it back up top for Chirino. Leaves it for Eftimovsky. Some interference there. That's an 0-1 called. And then Rasmussen with a huge block. He's hobbled going back to the benches. The Pointers jump back on the attack. Norris now, left circle. Takes the shot. Skorpic the save. Huge rebound, and that just got pushed wide by Poulias. Then a centering pass by Shimoleski covered up. And we're going to get a stoppage in play and immediate timeout. And Coach McKenna, I looked over, and he's at the bench going, "Settle down, everybody. Calm it down." The bench a little up in arms about the interference on Carson Riddle there.
Yeah, Jackets have been really working hard in their defensive zone. It's been really difficult for UWS to get their exits right now. They've got hemmed in. They've had a few attempted exits that have been blocked and a few just bad choices on the exits. It's hard, and it's easy from up here, of course, but there's a lot of pressure on them right now with this forecheck from Stevens Point, and that's the most dangerous part of this game so far in the third period for UWS, is just trying to be able to exit the zone. Once they get out of the zone, everything's fine, but those zone exits have been difficult.
Well, that Pointer speed is giving them fits.
Yeah, it is.
The speed of this Pointers here in this third period has given the Jackets fits. And they only got one shot on net so far this period, so.
And as you pointed out, UWS down a forward right now as well, so, you know, definitely a little fatigue setting in, trying to play at the pace and the physicality that this game has featured all night long.
9:03 to go here, third period. We're tied at 2. Face-off will be to the left of Jan Skorpic.
That TV timeout came at a good time.
Yeah, it did. It absolutely did. Francois to take the face-off for the Yellow Jackets here. He's been good in the circle with having won 8 of 11 face-offs at this point. And he'll get a chance to do another one. 75% of his draws, and he'll win another one there. Ryder, there's that one to center. It comes off the boards behind Stark. Pointers dump it back in. Now the Jackets back the other direction quickly in transition. Dauphiné up the left wing, out of the reach of Rosenball. Gets played behind the net. Stark had it, then took a chop there from Chmielewski and lost the puck. And that's going to come back down into Yellow Jacket territory. Ryder wraps it around the left wing board. Stark gets a stick on it, pounds it off the linesman. It stays in the zone, and then they blow the play dead. As that one hits the linesman, and again, I think I said it last night, the Jackets cornered the market on hitting officials here this weekend.
Yeah, it's been a rough 2 nights for the linesmen. They've been hit by a lot of pucks.
Oh, had they ever.
There's not a lot of room for 4 officials to hide on this ice surface.
And it's not like the 80s where you could climb the glass and get out of the way.
Right.
So you pretty much have to wear it if it comes your way. And they don't exactly wear a ton of padding either, so. Props to the men in stripes for voluntarily taking a beating out here. 8:31 remaining, third period tied 2-2. Face-off controlled by Stevens Point. Tyler German on the right wing. Throws it in from a sharp angle. That looked like it was going to whistle over the top of the net, and it was gloved and held by Skorpic. Face-off here once again in Yellow Jacket territory.
Lots of face-offs.
We didn't have many in the second period.
No, making up for it now.
We've got a ton here in the third, and that's a product of every chance you have to freeze the puck, go right ahead and freeze it. Pointers win the face-off, quick shot, Skorpic the save, didn't know where it went after it hit his glove. Jackets able to clear, and then that one's going to go into the rafters.
And unfortunately, because it did go off the rafters, it's going to come all the way back and be a D-zone face-off. This time to Skorpic's right.
Scary shot there as Skorpic squeezes the glove and the puck isn't in it. And he just kind of deer in headlights, waits for it to come down.
Yeah, you don't want to move anywhere too dramatically and knock it into your own net at that point.
Your best bet is just to look at where all your guys are scrambling to. Pointers win the face-off. Moser shot goes over the top of the net to Karam off the end board. Bounced over the stick of Holmes and came to the front of the goal. Now at the left point, O'Brien sends it deep. Colangelo for Stevens Point has it right wing board. All the way over O'Brien, left circle shot, stick saves Skorpic, and he'll calmly deflect that one up into the netting, and we're going to get a face-off here in the Yellow Jacket zone once again.
Stating the obvious here, but UWS needs to get out of its zone and play some of this remaining 7:56 in the Stevens Point end, because this isn't going to end well if they have to keep defending for the next 8 minutes of this game.
No, and defending's tiring.
Yeah.
So you're spending all this time running around your own zone here. They need to finally get out of the zone somehow. Chirino's got it left corner, walks to the front of the net. Dvourny knocks him off the play. Brennan fans on the clearing pass. Brennan gets it back and then turns it over behind the goal. Third attempt comes up the right side. Dickerson gets a stick on it, and he's going to chop that out. That's going to be another icing call.
Jackets definitely the fighter on the ropes right now. Just doing everything they can to keep the puck out of their own net, and not really getting any kind of attack going at all.
Kind of watching Coach McKenna over there, and he's sort of giving it the, all right, settle down, get back to what we were doing here. Chirino on the left side, passes it behind the Yellow Jacket net. Hamady comes out the right, Brennan knocks him down. He still tried to center from the right wing corner. Now this is Engelberg, gets away from Rasmussen, feeds it down low. Hamady back over to the left circle. The shot by Norris misses high. That one hopped on him at the last second. Now Hamady in the high slot, a shot that catches traffic in front, and Skorpic forced to make a save. Jackets try to clear it out on the right side. That's not going to go. Puck pops up in the air. Nickerson gets a glove on it, but Norris comes out with the puck. Jackets get it up to the line. Nickerson tried to poke it out, but couldn't. Finally, Brennan does, and Rasmussen able to settle it down. Jackets will get a line change here. Start of one anyway.
Nickerson might have saved a goal by getting a stick on that cross-ice pass earlier in that sequence.
Norris behind the net, knocked down by Riddle. Chirino picks up the puck, and it's poked off his stick. Roosevelt now takes the shot. The save is made. Proctor, and the rebound would have been there for Dauphiné, but he was in too tight. Now in the neutral zone, Dauphiné for the Yellow Jackets here. Passes that one ahead, well out of the reach of Roosevelt, and that's going to be icing. 6:28 to go here now in this third period. Yellow Jackets and Pointers tied 2-2.
Dauphiné had a full head of speed, and that clock in his head had just expired there. Unfortunately, there were no plays to be made.
Face off to Skorpic's left. Jackets control it. The Pointers win the race. Now Stark gets it. He mishandles, but the puck still does come out into the neutral zone here. Junker backs it up. Dauphiné gets a stick on that pass. It ends up in the right wing corner. Now Roosevelt on the right board. Forces it deep. Stark right wing corner. Spins off the check. Gives to Dauphiné behind the net. Now Dauphiné right wing corner. Spins away from a checker again. Wants to go behind the net for Roosevelt. Roosevelt along the end board here. As we pass the 14-minute mark of the third period, tied at 2. Ryder from the left point, a shot. Proctor makes the save. No rebound.
Proctor again, 2 to 3 feet above the crease there, making that save. Definitely not afraid to come up high and challenge the shooters. But it's a style that creates some contact.
Face-off will be at Proctor's right, 5:54 remaining. Jackets win the face-off, but a nice escape there by Falls. Gets it to neutral and feeds Bunting. Bunting across the Yellow Jacket line. On the left side, plays it deep. Off the end board now, Bergstrom gives chase. He pokes up the boards for Roosevelt, but that's broken up. Now Roosevelt does have it. He gets wrapped up by Bunting. Bergstrom follows the play and feeds that one ahead. Tipped into the Stevens Point zone by Dauphiné. Dauphiné on the right board. Loses the puck and his footing. And Bunting comes to center. Then Stark breaks it up. It stays in the zone. Offside waved off. Wow. Stark, left circle shot. That's deflected. It comes down in the right wing corner. Now Cade Shea's got it here. Shea, high slot, turns and fires. It's blocked. No man's land there for Blake Holmes. And it gets chipped past him. It's going to come all the way down the ice. And they waved off icing at the very last second. Now Shea carries it up ice across the red into Pointer territory. Fires left circle and he just misses wide. Now on the right wing side, Setter plays it around the boards to the left corner. Eftimovsky there for Stevens Point. Jackets get it as well. Long shot from the angle by Ishmael is grabbed and held by Proctor. And we'll have a face-off here in Stevens Point territory. 4:45 remaining. Third period, tied 2-2.
Good sequence there for Cade Shea. I'm a little surprised to not see him coming off the ice, but he looked back at the bench and they said, stay out there, young man.
Shea has the puck in the left corner. Comes out with it here, carries up the boards, now sends it deep. It comes behind the net. Norris battling for it there along with Setter. Norris plays up the board to Chirino. Back for Norris. He'll leave it behind the net for Eftimovsky. Banks it off the end board. Norris left wing side. He'll flip to neutral. It's off the glove of Hamady. Danziger picks it up at the red line and he'll dump it back in. Pointers come out with it here. It's Engelbert leading the rush. Feeds Chirino on the left wing. Chirino left circle now. Throws that one back across the right side for Fletcher Anderson. As we pass the 16-minute mark of the third period, Chirino a one-timer that whistles wide. Junker holds at the left point. Pettersson tries to clear, can't. Danziger tries to clear, can't. Finally, Ryder does, feeding Pettersson on the right wing boards. He spins off the check. Danziger's got it now. Danziger right circle takes the shot. Proctor makes the save as he blockers that one away. Clearing attempt held in by Danziger beautifully, and he'll play it down low for Pettersson. The puck will get chipped past him and go up into the netting. Face-off coming up here in the Stevens Point zone. 3:31 to go in the third. Tied at 2.
Another good whistle there for UWS as Pettersson was at the end of a long shift. That gives them a chance to get off, but now they're going to switch out 2 other players as well. Get some fresh troops on for this offensive zone face-off.
Face-off to Proctor's right. Jackets win the face-off. Nickerson's shot got blocked. Rasmussen turns and fires left circle, and it's tipped high. Bergstrom at the right point. Gives down the wall for Riddle. Riddle spins, falls. Pointers come away with the puck. Shimolevsky across the Yellow Jacket line. Bergstrom breaks it up. Nickerson clears it to the line, and it does come to center ice. Fletcher Anderson dumps it back in. Knocked down by Nickerson. Now he'll play it ahead for Riddle. And they're going to call icing on that at the last second. That's unfortunate. I thought they were going to let that one go, but icing is the call. Face-off in the Yellow Jacket zone.
Nice to have been able to spend some time looking to our right here for the last couple of minutes.
I know, my neck feels better now.
Yeah.
3:01 to go here in the third. Shots 23-19. Yellow Jackets were tied at 2. Bergstrom spins away from the check and flips it to neutral ice. Mosher knocks it down there, dumps it back in for the Pointers. Behind the net, Blake Holmes. There's that up the left side, but not out. Right wing corner, Hamady. Lays it behind the goal, Chirino. Chirino tries to center. Blocked. He gets it back right circle. Chirino drags. Nifty move. A shot that's going to go wide. Holmes has it here now for the Yellow Jackets. He'll flip it up the left wing to neutral ice. Riddle across the red, dumps it in, but doesn't get all of it. And the Pointers quickly back again in transition. Chirino left circle. Has it swept off his stick. It comes to the line, but not out. Now Dvorny for the Yellow Jackets here will start it ahead. In the middle for Gavin Rasmussen. Now for Stark. Puck hopped off his stick. Dvorny able to play it back to the line for Roosevelt. Gives to Stark on the right wing. Stark played it to the front of the net. The puck is loose. Comes up to the left circle, and it's going to be played deep by Ryder. 2 minutes to go here. Third period. We're tied at 2. Behind the net now, Stark for the Yellow Jackets. Tied up by Eftimovsky, trying to get loose. Dauphiné in there to help out. Stark up top. Dvorny back down the boards. Dauphiné in the right wing corner, gives it to Roosevelt. Roosevelt comes up the wall and cycles it back deep. Behind the net now, Dauphiné gets away from a checker. Dauphiné right corner. Now he'll go back the other direction. He's kind of wrapped up there by Poulias, who wrestles him off the puck, and he'll start the pointers back to center. Rink-wide feed off the stick of Shimolevsky. Comes into the Yellow Jacket zone. Dvorny knocks Shimolevsky off the puck. Dauphiné has it on the right wing boards. Jackets need a clear here, and they're not going to get it. In the high slot, it's controlled by Shimolevsky. Over to Fletcher Anderson, right circle. Sharp angle shot, the save is made. Shimolevsky's got it again now on the right wing. Down here into the right corner, Anderson centers, shot from the right circle. Skorpic the save, and he'll cover. Face-off coming in the Yellow Jacket zone, 59.3 seconds remaining.
Big save and freeze there. That gets Dauphiné a chance to get off the ice, and the Jackets are able to complete this line change now. Francois out to take the draw to the left of Skorpic.
Chirino in the right circle for the pointers. Has it, he carries behind the net. Gets loose from a checker now. Chirino all the way up to the blue line. Has it right circle, feathers it in front. It goes off a skate, ends up over on the left wing boards here. Joshua German up to the left point. It's poked off his stick by Pettersson, who gives chase. German gets there first and plays it back up the boards. Engelbert's pass knocked out of the air with a high stick. Play continues on. Danziger in his own zone here with 30 seconds to go in the third period. Feeds it to Blake Holmes on the left side, and he'll dump it in. Puck comes down behind the net. Norris has it here. Norris, watched by Francois, now leaves it for Junker. Junker behind the net, over to Norris on the left wing side. He'll flip that one ahead to center. Tyler German sends it in. Jackets able to play it back the other way. He's gonna come all the way down, and they're gonna call icing on that? You gotta be kidding me.
The puck went by 4 guys on the way up the boards.
Wow. I'm curious if they're gonna convene and put time back on the clock. I imagine that's something that they would want to have at this point. I think the Jackets may have gotten a second tick off there, or maybe not. At any rate, face-off will be to Skorpic's right, 2.4 seconds left on the clock. Pointers control the face-off. Shot gets blocked, and we're headed for overtime.
Francois did a good job there on that draw. He was able to knock it straight over to the half boards, and that basically ate the final second and a half off the clock. Well, it's felt like a next goal wins kind of situation for quite a while now, and it will actually be that at this point. Clock ticks down here, 1:45 in this short break between the end of the third and the beginning of overtime.
Shots 8 to 5 pointers in that third period. And we head to overtime. Each team gets a point. 1 point left in the regular season. Who's going to get it?
Yep.
Who's going to be the hero here? Yellow Jackets on the year in overtime have been quite comfortable. 4 wins, 0 losses, 2 ties. Stevens Point in overtime, 2 wins, 0 losses, 1 tie.
We'll be playing this 4-on-4, correct?
No.
No?
3-on-3.
3-on-3, yeah, sorry.
Lots of open ice.
Yep. So it's not the first rush. It's the counterattack that gets you in this situation.
Well, I mean, this is a tricky one too. You know, the homer in me loves it because the Jackets have had success in overtime this year. But there's a lot of open ice for that Speedy Pointer club over there.
Yeah, this is a situation that's well suited for Stephen Point's personnel.
It absolutely is. So we'll see how this one unfolds, but what a night this has been. Great hockey tonight, and it's a game that just isn't quite ready to let go.
Yeah, this good crowd has got its money's worth and then some.
Teams will switch ends. Jan Skorpic will defend the goal to our right. Jackets will be going right to left, and they will start the overtime with Pedersen, Francois, and Ryder.
And both teams facing the long line change in this overtime 3-on-3 situation.
Stevens Point has Poulias, Anderson, and Junker out here. 1 point to go. Winner is the conference champion. Any shot can be the last. Yellow Jackets have control of the puck here with Tyler Ryder on the left wing boards. He'll flip it ahead to center. Pointers will take possession now. Jackets are going to drop 2 back as Poulias starts it ahead on the left wing. Poulias across the line. Poulias has a lane right wing side. Now he goes back up the boards with it, and he'll move it to neutral. Jackets with the steal as Tyler Ryder carries in. Ryder across the line, a shot, and that'll be deflected by Fletcher Anderson. Up over the glass and out of play. 4:31 to go here in the overtime period. 2-2.
Good choice to take the shot there. That's not a situation to try to dangle and set up after that first group has already been out there.
On out, you're shooting the puck.
Yep.
Both teams change. Yellow Jackets come back with Dauphiné, Roosevelt, and Holmes on the ice. Norris picks it up for the Pointers, then he's knocked off the play by Roosevelt. They tie up in the left wing corner. Dauphiné in to help out, as is Peyton Hart for Stevens Point. Referee yelling to move your feet, and there's the stoppage.
You know, you don't see that ever called, whistled anymore for a stoppage, but I think that was a really good choice to do it, because clearly neither player...
No one was moving it.
They weren't moving it. They knew the stakes. That was a good call. Rather than let them keep just banging away on each other, that was good.
Face off again to the right of Proctor. Jackets win it clean. Holmes, top of the left circle, a Dauphiné in the left dot. He's being pressured hard by Norris. He slashed the stick out of the hand. Now he's got it again. His stick broke. He slashed him so hard. And they're going to call it. It's going to be a power play. They're going to get us on that one. Power play for Stevens Point. I was wondering if they were going to call it. No, I take it back.
No, the play.
I thought they were going to get Roosevelt for the slash.
No,
but it's Norris.
It was Norris that slashed the player, and when Norris slashed him, Norris's stick broke.
My apologies to Daniel Roosevelt. I thought they were getting him, but instead it's going to be Norris for a slash at 57 seconds of overtime. Timeout, Yellow Jackets.
Coach McKenna feverishly cleaning off the dry erase board here to draw something up.
See, I thought they got Roosevelt, but it was actually Norris who slashed the stick, and his stick broke on said slash.
Yeah, it's a tough call. Like I've said earlier in this game, I don't think any of the officials, I mean, they don't want to have to call stuff right now, but that one was obvious enough, I guess, where they had to make the call. And I guess, you know, you could decide it by not making calls too. So you gotta call what you see, and they did there. Yeah, remember when we were kids and you could actually freeze pucks along the board and get a whistle?
I know.
You know, like it was a different thing. And now I tell people about that, and they're like, "You could do what?" I
also remember when you could slash somebody's stick and it didn't break immediately.
Yeah, right. Or at least definitely didn't break in the middle of the shaft like that one.
So 4-on-3 power play here. Yellow Jackets are going to go with Stark, Francois, Rasmussen, and Holmes. Conference championship on the line. Face-off to Proctor's right. Jackets win the draw at the left point now. Holmes, Rasmussen left circle. Right circle, Stark. Up top for Holmes. Back to Stark. Back for Holmes. Rasmussen left circle, it hopped over his stick. Jackets are able to recover, however. On the right wing, Stark. His pass blocked, he gets it back. Stark now on the right half board. Up top for Holmes. Back to Reed Stark. Walks, fires, and the save is made by Proctor. Now on the left side, Rasmussen settles it down. Crowd goes silent, the shot by Rasmussen stopped. On the right wing side now, Stark tied up, and Junker is going to clear that out to the neutral zone. Francois taken. Oh my God, what a stupid penalty. Matt Francois was tied up there with a Stevens Point player and cross-checks him up high. Completely undisciplined, and you've taken your team out of a power play situation.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Here's the high sticking is the call.
Time of that penalty, 1:38.
So many good things he's done tonight, but that was not one of them.
That is definitely not one of them. So we're back to 4-on-4 now. Or no, 3-on-3 now, right?
Well, both teams have 4 players on the ice.
It should be 3-on-3, and then when the pointer player comes out, they get the 4-on-3 power play. That's how it should be. Unless they're going to go 4-on-4 here.
Four on four it is.
All right. Face-off will be to Skorpik's left. 3:22 to go in the overtime. Tied at 2. Jackets control it, but Fletcher Anderson picks the pocket of Tyler Ryder. Anderson behind the Yellow Jacket net, leaving it there for Poulias. Poulias, left wing corner, comes out with it here, all the way up into the high slot. Takes the shot, it misses wide. Dauphiné gets to the puck, but can't clear it out. Ryder on the left wing board does clear, and it comes down into the Stevens Point zone for O'Brien. He's going to retreat back behind his net. Watched there by Roosevelt, who will now peel off for a change. And Fletcher Anderson starts it ahead on the left wing. Feel like the Jackets got a pop in the 4-on-4. I don't want this power play situation. Now the Jackets will come back the other way. Wait, on the left wing. Dauphiné carries it down behind the Stevens Point net, comes out, fires, Proctor the save, and the rebound ends up in the right wing corner. Now behind the net. This is Moser for Stevens Point. They get a player back in 20 seconds as Chirino carries to center. Chirino across the Yellow Jacket line, takes the shot, Skorpik a pad save. Loose puck taken now by Pettersson up the right wing. He crosses the red and dumps it in. Now a steal by Rasmussen. Into the slot, Pettersson fires, it gets blocked. Now back the other way, here comes Chirino for Stevens Point. His pass broken up, and the Jackets have a rush the other way. Gavin Rasmussen behind the back pass. Danziger, right circle, feeds it in front. Take the shot, young man. And now back the other way come the Pointers. Tyler German to Chirino on the right wing. Chirino now across the line, down the corner. The pass is going to split the difference and come all the way back down. Shimolevsky hurt badly for Stevens Point, had to be helped off the ice. Meanwhile, the puck is back in the Yellow Jackets zone and they will clear.
Fletcher Anderson also out injured. He was hurt on his previous shift as well.
Now Chirino gets dropped with a good check there by Blake Holmes. Penalized player is back on, so we're back to even strength. Dauphiné across the line, left circle for the Yellow Jackets. Lays it down behind the net. It comes around to the right side for Holmes. Holmes behind the goal for Stark. Dauphiné has it here. Dauphiné centers it, but it's out of the reach of Roosevelt, and that's going to come all the way down.
Anderson back on the ice now for Stevens Point.
Yeah, the Yellow Jackets start up the right side with Ryder ahead for Ishmael. It's 5-on-5 right now, as the penalties have played havoc with the number of skaters here. Moser ahead to center. Jackets are able to break that one up. Ryder's pass intercepted at center ice by Engelbert. He comes into the Yellow Jacket zone. Engelbert now, right circle. Lays it down to the right corner. 30 seconds left in overtime. Now the puck played back behind the Yellow Jacket net. Stark wanted to get to it, but Moser with a great job to hold the zone. Now Ishmael for the Jackets wraps it hard around the left side. It comes to the line. Eftimovsky holds it in. Behind the Yellow Jacket net, Poulias, 15 seconds left in overtime. Poulias carries it up high, fires, it's blocked by Ishmael. All right, fellas, let's get everybody out of the barn and up ice. That one's going to be broken up, and Poulias sends it back in. Fletcher Anderson on the right wing, mishandles the puck, and we're headed for a shootout.
Oof, lots of tired players.
Now they should be, man.
Well, I hate to see this one have to end in a shootout.
I know, I do too.
We've talked about it. It's like, don't mind it in the regular season. And of course, this is the regular season, but it doesn't feel like it at this point with a regular season championship on the line. Hate to see it come down to that. Wish we could just keep playing. This has been fun.
So the game will go in the books as a tie. What can happen here? Who's going to be the hero tonight? Oh, I'm exhausted, dude.
Full Metal Jackets are still bringing it, though. They don't want this last performance to be their last performance. Wow, what a hockey game. Shots on goal showing 26-21 on the scoreboard. Same as the live stats, so that's a good sight. Looks like Fletcher Anderson's going to be the first shooter for Stevens Point.
All right, the Pointers will go first.
He's a righty.
And it's going to be Fletcher Anderson. Jan Skorpic, let's see what you got, baby. Anderson picks it up in the center circle. Cuts over to the right. Right circle now, walks, fakes, and fires it wide. Trying to go low on the left side, stick side, if you will, and he misses. Yellow Jackets will counter here with Gavin Rasmussen. Rasmussen will pick it up. He also is a right-handed shot, comes into the zone. He goes wide right, cuts to the middle, fakes, goes backhand and scores! Next up for the Pointers is Sean Bunting.
Bunting's a lefty.
I'm hearing noise out of this building I haven't heard in a long time, Jason Roan. Heading to center now and picking it up, Bunting. He comes into the zone, fakes the shot, goes to the backhand and scores.
Just barely.
Skorpic got the glove on it, but not enough.
I'm not sure if that was even Bunting's intent. I mean, it looked like he partially fanned on it. At any rate, it got through, and now it's Reed Stark.
Reed Stark for the Yellow Jackets. Carries it into the Stevens Point zone, goes to the left circle, fakes backhand, goes back, and his shot's going to get stopped.
It's a good move. Proctor was just limber enough to keep a leg out there.
Chris Engelbert for Stevens Point, the next shooter. Engelbert picks it up, comes over to the left side. On the forehand, fakes, pulls to the backhand and misses the goal.
Puck flipped up on him right away, right when he crossed the blue line, and I think that maybe took him out of his rhythm a little.
Chris Ishmael with the opportunity to be the hero here. If he scores, it's over. If he doesn't, we play on. Ishmael picks it up in the center face-off circle. Cuts over to the left side. Now he's between the dots, fakes, goes to the forehand, and Proctor makes the save by inches. Squeezed the pads together and went absolutely no movement. He was completely still.
Yeah, everyone held their breath for a moment, including Proctor.
Dawson Chirino for the Pointers now. Picks it up at center and comes in with speed. Chirino between the circles, fakes, lost the puck, Skorpic the save. Carson Riddle. Will he be tonight's hero? Want to hear that goal horn one more time. Riddle picks it up. Comes in on the right side. Riddle fakes. Fires and scores! Conference championship! Carson Riddle goes low and beats Proctor. Jackets get the extra point. And the Jackets are conference champions.
While the student section empties out for UWS down to the glass to celebrate with their teammates and classmates a conference title here in Superior.
What a night. Westman Arena hasn't seen that kind of hockey in a long time, folks. And for all of you that bought tickets for this bad boy, holy moly, did you get your money's worth. You got my money's worth, too. Wow. Final score here tonight. The Yellow Jackets and Pointers tied 2-2. Jackets prevail in the shootout. They're putting a banner in the rafters here at Westman Arena. We'll take a timeout and come back with the postgame show sponsored by Synovus Energy right after this. This is Yellow Jacket Hockey on 91.3 KUWS Superior and Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the WIAC Network. We're back here at Westman Arena. Celebratory evening here as the Yellow Jackets have clinched the 2024-25 WIAC Championship. And the road to the automatic qualifier in the WIAC will now come through Superior. Following a 2-2 tie and a 2-1 victory in the shootout, Carson Riddle, you've never scored a bigger goal that doesn't count in your life.
Yeah, that was a fantastic way to cap off what became a fantastic night, and boy, did it look in peril many times, not only when the Yellow Jackets were down 2-0, but through so many segments of this game, just hanging on, kept battling, wouldn't say die, and then they end up coming out on top.
Well, and you used the word a couple times here tonight, Jason, guts. These guys showed some guts tonight, because when they fell behind 2-0 in the first period, it had that, here we go again, kind of feeling to it. And boy, at the end of the day, they showed a lot of guts to be able to push that aside. It definitely helped when you pop one in the first minute of the second period to get that momentum going the other way. But boy, man, that was a hell of a comeback.
Yeah, that was just what they needed. But like you said, it wasn't just getting down 2-0. It was also having your goalie have to leave injured and your top point getter having to leave injured. So, I mean, they mounted that whole comeback without their top point getter and having to endure a goalie change, which, I mean, all credit to Skorpik. He was great. But, I mean, they faced some long odds looking down the barrel of being down 2-0 in that game to come back and win. Just shows tremendous heart and guts by the players to keep fighting, keep battling, and get a result out of this. And also, major credit to the coaching staff. We don't know everything that gets said in there, but they said the right things, and they did the right things, and they made the right adjustments, in addition to the players showing a lot of courage to be able to pull this one out tonight.
You know, and I'm grateful, too, because this is a good crowd here tonight. And we talked about it a little bit during one of the intermissions, how it's taken a long time to pull these people back into this building. The last time they won a conference championship, unfortunately, was the COVID year. So there was nobody there to see it, and there was no, because everybody was coming out of COVID, they weren't coming to games yet.
Right, and still not. I mean, there's like across the travel industry, we've seen like this kind of marginal recovery to like indoor events like this. It's hard. It's hard to get people to come out of the house anymore.
Yeah, so it's taken a long time to get them back, and I'm thrilled that they got to see a game like this tonight.
Right.
And as much as I would have been lamenting a loss in a shootout, I'm grateful that the win had that kind of drama.
Right.
You
it's
know,
a great game.
It was a great hockey game from start to finish. The pace at the beginning was off the charts good, and just an unbelievable finish to this one tonight. And I'm so happy for the coaching staff. I'm happy for the team that they got to have this moment in this building in front of a good crowd, and to see the reaction of that student section after Carson Riddle scored that goal. That was just awesome.
Yeah, that's a part of what high school sports and college sports are supposed to be about. So it's great to see that moment and know that they'll be able to have that and cherish that for the rest of their lives. When you're talking to these guys about where are they now, it's going to be moments like the one that we saw tonight that'll be the ones that they remember.
Yeah, so it's what an evening here, and I've kind of been stalling a little bit here looking for a mouse, and I'm not even seeing. Hold on a second, fellas. I'm not even seeing Brian Meisner here yet. So I'll tell you what. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back, and hopefully we have him here in a second. My guys from the 90s want to have a picture, so I got to wait here for a second. But hopefully we'll get Mouse up here after the timeout. If not, we'll just jump into the post-game summary. Final score tonight, 2-2. Jackets with a shootout, 2-1. This is Yellow Jacket Hockey on 91.3 KUWS Superior and Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the WIAC Network. Hey. And Stevens Point skate to a 2-2 overtime tie before the Yellow Jackets emerge victorious 2-1 in the shootout. And again, Carson really never scored a bigger goal that didn't count. I think I'm going to use that in the recap tonight.
You know, he's been good down the stretch, and sometimes you have seen it on the score chart. I think more of his goal scoring has been actually on the road games that I haven't been to, but I've seen it in the recaps and stuff. But he's been good, and I've kind of been waiting for him to have that moment. And I mean, I didn't expect it to be in a shootout necessarily, but
well, it's funny too because the guys give him a hard time because he had 3 goals on the year coming in, and 2 of them were empty netters. So they were kind of giving him a hard time, like, can you score when there's goalie in the net? Last laugh, Carson Riddle.
Right on, exactly.
Let's jump into our post-game summary here for this one, and didn't start off great. Didn't start out well. Actually, it
started off great.
Awesome
for the first 10 minutes.
Incredible opening 10 minutes of this hockey game. The pace was frantic, and You saw great skating. There was hits. Goalies are making saves. It was a very, very entertaining period. One of the most entertaining periods we've seen all year.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic hockey. Really, both teams playing to their full potential, playing to their peak in that first opening 10.
Unfortunately, it was Stevens Point that got on the board first at 10:43 of the opening period. Andrew Pouliot scoring his 13th of the season. Nico Shimolevsky and Fletcher Anderson got the assists.
Yeah, turnover in the neutral zone, and it led to a 3-on-2. The Yellow Jackets covered the two deepest players, but the trailer came in, and he just had all the time and space he needed, made an absolutely perfect shot.
So Pointers open the scoring there at 10:43. They lead 1-0. They made it 2-0 at 17:15 of the first period. An unassisted goal by Tyler German, his third, shorthanded. Kind of a tough play for the Yellow Jackets there. You talked about it.
Yeah, Chris Ishmael was caught having to play the right side defenseman, which obviously is not his position, and he had to gamble and make a decision about whether to pinch or not. And I think he made the right choice pinching. It just didn't work out, and the guy chipped the puck past him and ended up going in alone and scoring short side.
2-0 Pointers after one. Shots an even 7-7 in the first period. Yellow Jackets, we said during the intermission, next goal's critical. They have to get it. If it's not, the mountain's going to be too big to climb. And they didn't waste any time, 39 seconds in.
Right, it was the perfect situation to get that goal early. Strange bounce, ends up coming right out to Reed Stark. He just spins in one times, an absolute blast toward the top shelf over the shoulder. Breathed life back into the team.
13th year or goal of the year for Reed Stark. That leads the Yellow Jackets, and they cut that lead in half at 2-1. No worries on that. So Stark gets the Yellow Jackets on the board 39 seconds into the second period, and we will hold off on the postgame summary because the Mouse is here. Okay. Mouse is here, and he's got a little bit of a sweat going here, but we'll bring Brian Meiser, the assistant coach, in. And
I had to celebrate. Forgive me.
Oh, no, absolutely. I think I turned on the wrong mic here. Hold on.
Can you hear me now?
Turn them all on. We'll see what happens.
Try it now.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Beetlejuice.
What in the world? Bear with us, ladies and gentlemen.
Here, I can give him mine.
Check this again. No, hold on.
Okay. Ooh, blinked. There we are.
Now we got it.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah. Loud and clear.
Whoa.
There we go. Now you're back.
All right, sorry. So, I said forgive me. I had to celebrate a little bit.
No, absolutely. I had to celebrate that. But wow, what a hockey game tonight.
That was pretty awesome. Yep. I mean, our guys fought back from a 2-0 deficit, as you well know. I mean, we play with our hearts. I mean, there's a lot to say about this team, but, we're not done yet. That's a good thing.
Yeah, that was a heck of a battle between two teams.
And it was, yeah, two very good teams. And, it comes down to a shootout. The final day shootout for the WIAC. I mean, can it get any better?
We were talking about the first 10 minutes of that game.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a better 10 minutes to begin a game? Just both teams playing at their absolute pinnacle.
It's hard to think of a better one, but yeah, they were, and they were going, we were going. I thought our D were playing great, our forwards are battling. You know what? We played to win tonight instead of playing not to lose, which we talk about all the time. So it was fun. We had some big moments. Starkey getting us going there. That was a huge goal. And then Cade Shea, he was my pick to click tonight. I call him Mike Rupp,
Nice.
03 Devils.
Dynamite NHL.
Game 7 hero. Yeah, but so it was just fun all the way around, obviously, to get that extra point. I mean, I couldn't even look. I don't even know how Ridge scored. I wasn't looking, so I don't know.
The other thing that really spoke to me is the way that you guys were kind of forced to put the lines in a blender there with that injury to Kagawa in the first period. And no matter what group of guys you were throwing out there, at one point you had guys from 3 different lines on the ice. And all of that, they just kept fighting through that little bit of adversity. Everything they got thrown on at them, they just kept coming out.
Yeah, and Jack got hurt too. So I mean, those are 2 big losses, and the guys sucked it up, like you said, and they found a way. I mean, we didn't win 19 games it wasn't a fluke, right? I mean, so these guys know how to win. They know how to play together. They love each other. They play for each other. They sacrifice. We don't see a lot of guys that care about how many shifts they get or their ice time. They just care about winning, and that's why we're here.
It was really cool after Riddle scored that goal to see the moment where the student section
it was awesome.
Unloaded and was up against the glass. What a moment that
What
was.
a great crowd. I mean, they were fantastic. I mean, I was really, after the first period, I just, come on, guys, just get one. Let's see what happens. because the crowd was so awesome all weekend. And, man, they came alive when we scored that first one. And like you said, at the end of the game, man, I hope somebody got pictures of that because that was beautiful.
Oh, we definitely got pictures of it from several different angles.
That's awesome.
That was a great moment there, absolutely. But now a bye week, which is very important.
Yes.
You got guys who are banged up a little bit, so you give them a little bit of a rest. And then coming into the semifinals in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So how do you guys approach this?
Pardon me?
How do you approach it?
Well, obviously, we're just going to see who we play first and see how we go from there. But, for this week, I don't think we're going to wear them out this week. Just kind of get, like you said, guys healed, rested up, and then we'll attack it next week really hard. But I think they've earned a break. Not that we're going to take days off, but, we're not going to grind them into the ground either. So, yeah, I think for us, it's see who we play and then, have a game plan for that.
I got nothing else.
All right, Jason, I like it.
Celebration, buddy.
Thanks, Garbs. Come on down. Thanks.
Great win.
Thank you.
That's Yellow Jacket assistant coach Brian Meisner. So we'll hop back into the post-game summary as Reed Stark scoring 39 seconds into the second period, making it a 2-1 game. Then the Yellow Jackets get the equalizer midway through the second period, and this was another really nice play by Reed Stark.
Yeah, he showed great poise and patience and realized that he had some players changing behind him, and if he could wait just a moment, they'd be up in the play, and he was able to wait for that moment here, make a nice pass to Cade Shea. And credit to Cade Shea. Hasn't played a lot this year, but boy, he got an opportunity there and fired a great shot. Huge goal for the Yellow Jackets, even the score. And really, it was fun because we'd been watching the Yellow Jackets just throw everything at Stevens Point, and it was so exciting to see him get the payoff.
Cade Shea's second of the year from Stark and Dauphiné ties the game at 2. That was really loud. They had my face on the camera there, and wow, that was really loud in my headset. Holy cow. I had the volume up a little high on that one. So Shea with his second from Stark and Dauphiné, 10:21 into the second period. And it was a 2-2 game. From there on, the Yellow Jackets had a really good finish to that second period. Then the third period rolls around, and they're on their heels a little bit. Hemmed in their own zone for pretty good length of time. Weren't generating anything. It couldn't even generate a zone exit, and you made reference to it there with about 8 minutes left, that at some point we can't just keep flipping it out and hoping for the best there, taking the icing call and having defensive zone faceoffs. So they finally were able to break that a little bit and had some really good chances late.
Right, yeah, we ended up with like a 2 or 3 minute segment there where they were able to create and really grind the puck down low and got a few good chances, but I think mostly just like kind of grab some of the momentum back and just stabilize play and put themselves in a position where they weren't having to defend constantly. They forced Stevens Point to have to defend for a while, and just from even just a fatigue standpoint, having some possession down low in the offensive zone was really good, and a mental fatigue standpoint too, when you're not in a perilous situation every single second that you're on the ice.
So we go to overtime, tied at 2, and the Yellow Jackets get a power play opportunity and don't even get to run through the entire power play because Matt Francois still, I don't know what he was thinking there. I mean, it's one of those where the frustration, the temper probably got the best of him.
And later in a game, you're tired. You're not, you don't have quite the same mental control, discipline that you have earlier in the game. Thank goodness it's just a learning opportunity.
It was, yeah, and the Jackets were able to kill that off, and we ended up finishing the overtime at 5-on-5. So then, all right, it's in the books as a tie game. Now we have to go to the shootout, and everybody knows I hate shootouts a lot, but the Yellow Jackets drew first blood. It was Gavin Rasmussen who was the first shooter, and he was able to go in and make a pretty nice move and get the first goal of the shootout.
Yeah, and I think that was...
Go ahead, Jason.
I just think that was good again for the inertia for UWS to be able to get that first goal and not have to wait around and kind of have the shooters mount before a bunch of failed shots mount and then the pressure mounts along with it.
So Gavin Rasmussen, the Yellow Jackets senior captain, capitalizes on the first shot of the shootout.
Congrats, my friend. We'll see you in a couple weeks. That was some big boy hockey there. That was fun.
So Gavin Rasmussen opens the shootout for the Yellow Jackets with the goal. Apologies for the dead air there. Had to say goodbye to my compadres from Stevens Point. As Tom Weaver, the radio voice, says that was big boy hockey there tonight, and he absolutely was not wrong. So Riddle gets the goal, then Stevens Point comes back, and that was the shot that, who took that? Bunting takes the backhand shot, and it goes off the glove of Jan Skorpic and trickles in. And
it was so close to saving that one.
He does not, though, so that evens it up at 1. Yellow Jackets' next shooter, Reed Stark, he misses. Stevens Point's next shooter, Chris Engelbert, he misses. Yellow Jackets have Chris Ishmael, who can win it. He misses. So now you're going into extra time in the shootout.
Easy for me to say, but going into the shootout, I didn't want to say it on the air because I didn't want to say it on the air, but Skorpic was really good tonight.
He was, absolutely.
I felt pretty good in the shootout, like especially after UWS scored early to get one. It's like, yeah, it's going to take a real good shot to beat him.
Dawson Chirino was the next shooter for Stevens Point. He is stopped by Skorpic, and that sets the table for Carson Riddle to be the hero. Carson Riddle, just nothing fancy there. Carries into the zone. Here's this on the replay if you're on Yellow Jacket TV. Just carries in and takes a shot. Didn't even really fake. Just got the goalie moving, opened up the 5-hole and scored.
And I think that was the right decision at that point in time. Obviously, the ice is pretty chewed up, and we'd seen a lot of guys try to come in with some fancy dekes and some nice moves, and really wasn't working, and Proctor was pretty good laterally, and, I think that was just a great choice to do what he did right there.
People who watch the NHL and see shootouts there, they're going to go, well, those guys handle the puck like crazy, but they also get a shave of the ice at that point. When they come out for a shootout, they shave the middle of the ice, so you don't have to worry about snow buildup or anything like that. It doesn't happen that way here.
Right.
So Carson Riddle coming in. Again, they're going to show the replay. Again, it's a great replay. You can see the people in the crowd up on their feet, and he just, real simple shot. Great celebration. Bench empties.
Baseball roster
empties. And it was just a fantastic moment here at Westman Arena, and that gives the Yellow Jackets the victory. Shots on goal tonight favoring the Yellow Jackets at 26-21. Penalties in the game tonight. Stevens Point took 5 penalties for 10 minutes. The Yellow Jackets fairly disciplined. Only 3 penalties for 6 minutes. On the power play, though, the Jackets go 0 for 5. Stevens Point goes 0 for 3. Jack Boschert started in goal for the Yellow Jackets and lasted 1 period. He made 5 saves on 7 shots before exiting with an injury. Jan Skorpic came on in relief, and he was tremendous.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. 14 for 14 with the saves in regulation and then the overtime, and then 4 out of 5 in the shootout. And in addition to that, handled the puck really aggressively and really well for the Yellow Jackets, which against a team like Stevens Point with so much speed and capable of creating so much pressure, really helped to have Skorpic be able to handle the puck and help exit the zone a few times.
His record's going to improve to 5-1 on the season, and his shutout streak now, going back to December, is 220 minutes and 6 seconds.
Yeah, definitely don't want to see Boschert out for any amount of time, but the Yellow Jackets probably have the best trio of goaltenders. I can't imagine.
None of them are going to win anything because they don't qualify.
Yeah.
Because none of them play enough minutes.
Right. But I can't imagine a team with 3 goalies that good in Division III college hockey or really anywhere. It's almost an embarrassment of riches.
He gets the victory there, and again, his record now 5-1 on the season. Alex Proctor gets tagged. Or no, I take that back. That's not a win. It's a tie. So his record is 4-1-1 on the season. So my apologies there. Alex Proctor at the other end, his record will be 15-4-2. Yellow Jackets now 18-4-3 overall, 11-2-2 in the WIAC. That's 33 points. Stevens Point is 18-5-2 overall and 10-3-2 in the WIAC. They have 32 points. So the Yellow Jackets emerging with the conference championship with those 33 points. And they will be off next week before coming back in the WIAC semifinals in 2 weeks. We'll talk a little bit about that here on the tail end, or when we come back from this break. Final time out here tonight of the Yellow Jacket Hockey Postgame Show, sponsored by Synovus Energy. And the Yellow Jackets with the 2-2 tie and the 2-1 win in the shootout tonight to win the conference championship. We'll take a break and come back with the final segment after this. This is Yellow Jacket Hockey on 91.3 KUWS Superior and Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the WIAC Network. We're back here at Westman Arena. Final segment of the postgame show sponsored by Synovus Energy following a 2-2 tie between the Yellow Jackets and Stevens Point. Jackets win the shootout 2-1 and will hang a banner after winning the 2025 regular season championship in the WIAC. Elsewhere around the conference tonight, River Falls defeated Northland 5-1. UW Eau Claire defeated UW Stout 4-2. And I look at the standings in the conference, and I'm a little perplexed because we've got River Falls and Eau Claire tied with 26 points, so they finish in a tie for third place. They have River Falls listed first, but Eau Claire won the head-to-head series. They won twice and then lost the game in overtime. So out of the 9 possible points, Eau Claire took 7 of them. So unless they change the tiebreaker on me and I'm not aware of that, I think that's reversed. So the way this shakes out is Superior and Stevens Point have byes next week. Eau Claire would host Northland, and River Falls would host Stout in the first round, which would be next Friday and Saturday with a mini game if necessary. And then I want to make sure, well, maybe he updated this page here. Let's take a look at the tournament page. Yes, it is correct on here. So then in the semifinals, the 28th of February and the 1st of March, the Yellow Jackets would host the winner of that River Falls Stout series.
Okay.
They don't reseed. So if Northland upsets Eau Claire, then they go to Stevens Point. And the Yellow Jackets play the winner of Stout and River Falls. I don't imagine Northland's going to upset Eau Claire. So it would be Eau Claire visiting Stevens Point in the semifinals in 2 weeks, and then the Yellow Jackets with the winner there. So that's how everything shakes out in the WIAC. And we get to sit and wait and watch for a weekend.
That'll be a good wait for this team.
It is. They definitely need this with the injuries that have piled up here a little bit of late. So that is your look around the WIAC. 3-star selection.
3 stars tonight. I would really, really like to give honorable mention to Cade Shea, because without his goal, we're not here to talk about all of the stuff that happened after that.
Right.
However, the 3rd star is UWS junior wing Carson Riddle, who scored the, I guess, shootout winning goal in what was a tie game, but obviously that was the goal that is going to create a conference championship. So, salute him for that. And also he played big minutes in this game tonight and was effective at doing what he does out there. He created offense. He was, attentive in the defensive zone, and just a solid performance. And really, I've had my eye on him all weekend, and he's been playing important minutes, and they're going to get even more important if Kagawa can't come back. So, yeah, a good finish to a good night for Carson Riddle.
So Carson Riddle, the number 3, the number 2.
2nd star tonight is UWS junior goalie Jan Skorpik. 14 saves, like we talked about, on 14 shots, and then 3 for 4 in the shootout. He was the relief pitcher of record and gave them just what they needed tonight. He was fantastic in a relief role.
Okay, so number 2, Jan Skorpik, and number 1.
Reed Stark's going to be the number 1 star tonight. 1 goal and 1 assist, and he kind of dragged the team into the fight with that big first goal, which was one they needed. And again, like if that goal's not scored, probably none of the good things that happened after it were going to happen. So they needed that one, and he was the one to provide it. And he's the guy that you look to all season long, and he's provided it all season long.
So the number 3 star tonight, Carson Riddle. Number 2, Jan Skorpik, and the number 1 star is Reed Stark. Our next sports broadcast on 91.3 KUWS and Yellow Jacket TV will come your way Wednesday evening from the Mertz. The Yellow Jacket basketball teams and their regular season home finales will be playing host to Crown. The men will tip off first at 5:30. The Big Sound Matt Johnson on lead vocals, pregame show 5:15. And then the women will follow 25 to 30 minutes after the men's game concludes. Our next Yellow Jacket men's hockey broadcast won't come your way until the 28th of February when they play host to the WIAC semifinals. Again, opponent TBD. It'll be either UW River Falls or UW Stout.
Will that be a 7 o'clock type start no matter what?
7:05
so people
face-off.
can set their calendars accordingly.
7:05 face-off, 6:30 pregame show. And, this can be an electric building when people show up for it, and it can be a home ice advantage when people show up. So you've got 2 weeks to check the couch cushions and come up with the money that you need to buy the tickets for that weekend. And it's well worth it. This is an entertaining team, and you're missing out if you don't come here and take this in person, because this is a really fun atmosphere this weekend.
Absolutely. What a fun weekend of hockey.
Want to thank the Gus Bus back in the studio at KUWS. Long day for him today as he was pushing buttons and spinning dials and doing all that for the basketball doubleheader and for this one here tonight. Bradley Lillis, not afraid to punch some buttons over there in production for Yellow Jacket TV. So I want to thank the Gus Bus, thank Bradley, and thank Jason Arone. And I'm here to remind you, final score here tonight. The Yellow Jackets tie Stevens Point 2-2 and become the conference champion with a 2-1 win in the shootout. Thank you very much for joining us this weekend, and we're looking forward to having you back with us in 2 weeks. Good night from Superior, Wisconsin.
Let's put our stamp on this region. All right, let's do it emphatically.